ama ya suspende yini kakra se yesi academy bi ese ye hu adwuma nti no ye hu adwuma mpanifo asia NCA for on several occasions adebia o se ye bia no yaye adebia se ye bia no megidi se yaye ayese megidi yaye na so no yesi otirifo timi wa o ka wafo abeti nti sana me dem pese meti asese yem se otirifo no otimi yen nti kawa no ai wo efo abeti na so no abrante bi was ni wodiem ekakra when I come into my elements yebeko ho eti radio station here off so that me no kasen ya bebiri ya bia she say last one aka mini edwum mpanifo permission but last one aka mete say omo ka ho asem ni say baby a ye transmitter this year no you say ashrase ho no according to NC for almost omo mbre bi aseden yenko page de ni mfi ashrase wo ne famra kokumlimli ha ai sana mati na bebusa se radio stations wo Accra Greater Accra ha no omu nyina transmitters no isi hefa me pa cho wakokofo radio ada ya wafa aburi sa wonna mu aburi people no sa wo kwa so between aburi and assurance ubo se na mebe yi transmitters akesake sisi so atete on enya ban dia wo radio stations na utenin kan no e ho bia de wo now I'm told this yes here de no de ye go fa free ho na ye fa mekoko Popkio, can hello ba minti ade ba min pese
hello.
Are you okay? Samum. I think some take a crack. Ti wodi
you become an average.
There be still na me so dan tin kai. Okay, what they say omuti say enye yi a akoka check TV no say bia sound na yi ada na ma let me. Etu di obedi nkomo na epelifo tenasia no krata bia mekenkan krata no minim se straight away kwa menkenkan dia ma menkan sisi aha enti se epelifo nyina tenasia bedwafo tenasia ebra president Kufuor ti aban mu as president aban no so take decision NCA take decision say radio stations be including Radio Gold and then I think said is it Neat FM ana stations be brain at okay FM rather me that say na yes omo deka na ebi deka 10 years tio na ebi deka 10 years na ebi deka 15 years ebi so from inception you can from inception na a free down almost 30 years juma besi ekle me dasi a free down almost 30 years juma ebesi ebra NCA for take this decision no na sika eso mutu adwuma yeyi ewo ho renewals bi ese wo ye afibia or renewals bibrebi we di ni for 20 years na ebintu ebida yet they were operating at NCA under President Kufuor omo etikisa decision say ombeju bia license wa wonye sa ade no ye gin emam e back and forth sa eventually and na omo san bie na omo gin license no President Mahama the ni anye ho ekofo bia no omo kasetia na Kufuor edidi na tem opeye eye in fact vulgar language mutiri su vulgar language it up against the president and then the wife then first lady omudidi na tem kikan sembasa police watch bi President Mahama said there be sadie no enye enye good governance, enye democratic yibi na say we say ade no. So in a democratic dispensation, you don't do that. Esa na they will be stifling a friend say free speech. It's person mature krata in his own capacity to ne brother na ne kufuado. Ocho krata ten. Ebo born na dwema eti ne abedwafo tena se akrata na President Mahama etwoye no ekoma na kufuado no making kakrata ni nyina e kakra why e making kan. Beyond that was I several interviews or programs akese akokasai etia the so-called attack on press freedom. Ese bosse wono de oba beye president biemu 2025 wa station bie ni hono mu a ene ne nya adwenya a obam ya close da o station bie ni hono mu a ene ne nya adwenya a obam ya close da obey president. Is that the case? Menoka say this is the second time within 8 months. Yeah, under John Dramani Mahama as president, yeah, close down to me radio twice. Within 8 months, so yeah, tum in prino. It's because say President Mahama and I me atumwa a walk crata to be churching. Making canning na because that time no wakase na Kufuado and na ayes adi ni na because the Kufuado na president. It the echo is saying wanya so na Kufuado na in the absence of the Kufuado, who is the president? John Dramani Mahama. So who is doing it? John Mahama. If it works like a duck, if it works like a duck, if it swings like a duck, it shakes like a duck, it is a duck. Eti ye bedi nkomo pa ye bedi nkomo na mahu NDC national organizer mahu ni video no Joseph Yamin bosomi atwam na Attorney General of Ghana e ka say yenche no Attorney General na Attorney General si yenchi obi a kwa be announcement enye na ka charge bi se mo nche no na ya ka che no e ka say mami ya che no ba we do say the court no say the colorful court no be tra bonte say Joseph Yamin ene Abanga NDC national one of the vice chairman say omumienu ye galamsey pa Ghana eti yenchi omuni enko prosecute wo mo ebesi ne yente say invite obi ampo e wo National Ambulance Service and Blood Bank of Ghana and Bible Society of Ghana binte say Abanga ene Joseph Yamin ya invite wo mo kaka meyi video no Joseph Yamin akogye galamsey fo mu se wono de wan pene na baby was said the trampwa asofo tete ho imam for tete ho police for tete ho Joseph Yamin say ai na say asofo kwa asore dem a na omo ye contribution na any donations a eya na galamsey fusika omo nyi ana eti ene bedi ho nkomo finance minister Kesela to forcing was say gold for oil no anya adwuma wo wiase da bra president Akufo-Addo de baye no was say anya adwuma da na ne boa there was nothing like good for oil policy there was nothing like that stand working. Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana and appointee of the sitting president John Dramani Mahama after plane ako UK any got a viase for ina akodi nkoma kwa kasa was hey gold for oil policy boa my Ghana Deputy Governor hey was a gold for oil policy boa on my Ghana was a gold reserves yeah, na Akufo-Addo mo de buy boa my Ghana Deputy Governor was hey Russia Ukraine war and the COVID-19 said yes ya ha on my Ghana Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana an appointee of the sitting president and a bidding komo bebre MPP internal matters yebedi nkomo yebehwe akwatia yebehwe police for IGP said ye obekasa nansen wase IGP kokache GJ for say Abdulkumanov ya NDC for hoodlums no ekodisi money ebu nkofo preprom tia ma ya ase nyina no women hooligans on say the nyina HH. So what's the difference between hoodlums and hooligans? Sir, okay. What the ebeshe? Et IGP say o ma chengwotwe asema si ya Ghana for nyina epese hu bebebe wakosi no IGP so ma chengwotwe on the quiet silent operation silent night. Oh goodness. Omachi oma yente hwe okokache GG fo ana me busa me ho say Obama poku ase fanti comedy achemkwa bone be no mo yeye ya chi wo mo timi IGP man ye de mo pictures ebeto abonte say they have been arrested and all the pictures have abeto ukọ Ghana police service omo social media me no ka say da so da ho but my share police service social media for the past 2 months my check there's not a single report or information from Ghana police service telling the world to say and confirm coding someone they were Abdulkumanov from omotrachi the baba kompo omontro wo and you expect say you bejiedi memo modie bejiri sa IGP no boa because I have no he didn't prove he didn't show any evidence Mijidis wabwa so omwa me catch IGP say ene one publishing names of omwa omachi womo publish their names say yachiwe anyway publish their names Mijidis wabwa we see baby you know you be the plant kwaku on say achimkwa so di Asare. Oh okay. Achimkwa so di Asare na me ma me krumbogu na omote say ya Asare wo wuntumi ya che no ega sanketwa na ye din and si bogu and bogu ye area hall no school mu ho che say praise be hold there. In fact, aja aduotwa and no mucho aduo. In fact, them mami dinechi. Yeah, one is I think we should be around 81. The nante kwa wa bre na wa ye kwa sa call me cousin bako wa nante ababe 30 minutes asa no joka je say matese na ya na Asare just wo su. And once there be start just there be not maintain no afreme bra kwam from pon na bra kwam so afreme da no di yakopon cha de wo frame ara be fire ana me se bra no yes ya chela me se wo there bi na me cheche mu just ka wo frame no edi man peke a just the things that can be them eti bogufo enya mia na ebo emi nua na ya che no eti wo there ene na me wai say no mi yenchemi ana meka si ya chimba ko dada aha enti no yi na afuto mu da bani nyina no yate na asa mususu nkan won bechi mu na asa mususu nkan won bechi mu ifa eno ampo de anti bi ni me ya meka che say no opa o ma menye adwuma na me san ko back to the classroom e ho de yenchi dipa basa because me I am not a timoro soul me menye timoro soul meka say menye timoro me nsrade menye ohufo I will say it as it is, and I will forever live in your mind. I will say it as it is. Many you, but the truth, it will pierce you. And then, President Mahama, you can let you know. By the time I can let you know, who President Mahama, you have so many words to describe him. What up, me say? You can cry we are Peter Soha or Becky or the Becky Kahun. Many Peter and this car say, but great minds think alike. Maybe really say pa me so what documents but the Becky can. By the time we no, when you see President Mahama, when you see President Mahama, we say yes, classical example of dishonesty, an unprincipled person. The Becky can. Eti abusafo e bobi bia kwa babiem wuntumi radio 95.9 movement television program di Bɛkyerɛ mu FM Gordon Asare-Bediako abusafo e bobi bia ache mo bia kwa ba Prof K e wase no mo Peter Ankoma kabacho tenase yi na eyusui na misro Prof K e say
Wodon Nyankopɔn adom
wo ye
adom ye nyamfa media na ubisa communicator bia se ne ho te sen na otimi je so na ne kasa wo kasa no on kasa mfiri yoko anasa ankwano maso ye dia na chese ne ho ya ampampa ntinasa Nyankopɔn adom se tekrema da bodwe ma miguso a me kasa idea adom ara kwa me ho ye ena minuanom so aba be ka me ho o hwe the late Peter Ankoma and the late Peter Ankoma and Sani de Bema.
Peter, why you late?
The Americans I want call a Montessori you can say
matters of Uganda
more from Canada
and Montessori but he are being Montessori for
until more by Canada I don't person mechanic them go school work it
was what kind of brofo IEP program
not any or catch him some men can say the late Peter.
The late Peter Ankoma. The Peter why you late? My mention Madame Ajwa Yebua Ferry. Ajwa Yebua Ferry. Peter say we no.
Oh, papa.
Ajwa Yebua Ferry. And I mention Papa Dr. Amwa and Professor Kwesi Yanka.
And then the so we bias
Dr. Ade Donko. My mention Dr. Ade Donko. My papa say we no. Okay.
Me so me Chelby.
Cook and Sunim. Na mentia Miami sister. Professor Mibeluti Bodi, Professor Papa Nansiana Omano Asu Prof. Kama University of Ghana. A certified professor.
Bomo Kutia. Only Peter Mota yes I didn't know so issue.
Oh, okay. And you say no money hands we can allow you to use the prof. But detect for every show.
That's my day.
And I mentioned my Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye and my Mirus Appington. And a Bɛkyerɛ mu nyina ya na sire musini di enkomo no ya na ekama musini kra engineer Jonas Ajiman so eche enra yi hu papa bi ewo tema na enra ko tema minim se tema fo no modigi yes a che mesi ya bia befa bia no mabehu yen ya fa de tue na no machi tue no ei na no de papa ba ko Percy friend na ni afintin Papa Percy Pacho, Yakopo Insha no on to Quadim, and Raisha, Unidin Kama, into your for same year, Nasa boy, Baswintino. Yana, we really appreciate that. Kama. And now, Phoebe, so she share Phoebe into Onosono, yes, Onoso Yetiano. One that started Peter Quana say, the one there called me who the minion.
Fred overcome.
At class prefect. Peter the Balit, Peter Wabalit. Was Spartacus is a fashionable.
Sir, my come bro for now. Go Montessori ampa.
Say. Oh, you'll be the Bɛkyerɛ. Yeah, not the way to spectacles.
Look at it.
Eti me ni be do apese ko the starting. Person doors until mo the starting.
No, me the on kan wo letter na men kasa.
You person in letter.
But I take opportunity now.
Okay.
Menda amamfo ase. Say bear about 2 months ago. Na ya announce say Audu Mahama, the editor of Custodian, corporate Primpack elections, Primpack president. And I know a brother Yana Kotoa Bano. Na a month for Mubuaye, or Mamu support to Audu Mahama campaign na Yadawamasi. Some 12 penny form mu frey
politicians be businessmen be almost support here da omase nyakopon hira omo na afi nso omo betray ye nso ye da omase pa
se okaso bon betray say
nyakopon hira omo yes hwe unim say somewhere June now would be catch me say opese or contest the impact president initially my first reaction was saying onyai no be sam sad me say said there abinmu sibi time no me feel say ojaya eye no say sa no so okay o de yenkoje delegates na say voters register list na members of impact ni enhwe unim say yakoje ye no ni ehwe ye no ye hwe mu a ni ehu say out of 107 emu 37 there no mu ye o talk say stronghold obi say Kwame wo God na Asare-Bediako, an editor of ABC. That be yeah, maybe
stay focused.
Oh no, unya say I would Muhammad be campaign ya chrew
David. Na me no penye kopa de.
Yes, and after so unim ne dada.
Of course.
Nti ye hwem no na about 37 out of the 107 no. E nkofo a ti anko bu mpa ye gidie ni say on beto abama ye. And after ye draw family tree analysis because if you want ma unse God na Asare-Bediako e bia no online no 2 vote or 3 votes ye na na ehu se emu 44 de ye dia
44 na beka 30
emu ebi beka 37 no ma na be
44 okay
ana ebi na ebi mu nso de ka ebi mu nso omo registration no enya nko yi papa nti ye ni nyina hyehyɛ bibia no ni hu se of 123 members on beto aba no at least emu 44 on there e botom dada
yes
parliament so unim say kofo bi wo ho press ko omo to aba
yes
audu so wa na wa ye na adwuma bebre wo ho omo ye 16 na omo to aba enti plus and minus menya audu kasa no so utuma mamimu 12 am so okay we dey 10
they find it 10 plus 44 54
afa ye wie na etena ase sa hwe mu ano na of 54 no emu 44 de aya omu 50-50 a unhu omu bebi omu gina ye na emu 17 ewo ye opponent no 17 de ya campaign an kire omu kora omu se de kora omu ntoma ye no omu ye opponent no ya sa ye emu bio na panini bi some 20 panini onu kora o papers bi na ye a omu wo ho obetuma hwe onu so boa ye tree na no onyo oma emu 5 that's 49 59 of 123 votes. Afe ye tena se ya analysis and ye reach out to 44 na no mu ye 50-50 no mu bi. Mitimi nya mu 6 proxy. Almost say o mutimi ya around omo my proxy 6 no omo be my ye mpe omo mbeto abakra ama omo. Eti luckily na your constitution so utimi to dodo bia once anipa no gidi o ma proxy ne de. Timi say to 3.
Okay, okuta proxy
na meje train so ma obi. So this 6 ebeka 59 wa enya 64. That alone it mean my win elections because 64 out of 123 we win. Nti hu say we dey ye hu ye adwuma ye a we can pull a surprise. Ebio ye na amanfo kasa di nkomo even reached out to one-on-one to
and the year ding
by plus or minus near be 74 to 80 I am say yeah hu ne be ye say for ye by
and agrone form
ye dey say so na ye nkofo ni mpo a 44 na ye nim so omo kan ye hu omo hia say ye to abama omo no na e bia betray ye
it nya say 36 and 35 34
What's it nya say ara so to my
some of them
odu okay am so ba beto aba ye wia ne say wo ba be bizam say Peter na ekose
wo say be ba 3 times
nam so nyuma bi asi unim say kofo a ye vini ye facilitate o mu fura baabi mra meto aba no afi awia no ye from kro mo mfa omaka dem no omo twen o musika
essential now you see there's a larger conversation too we are working now MPP for be complaining and MPP ababa no on fa nipa bi nhyehyɛ adwuma mu enti ne no kokwa wu bi wa mwankofo wa mankofo promotion. It is not true.
Yes.
Say it loud. You see, mamum penti na akufo ado ne na ban ene mpanifo mu say say no mo they didn't care about the party at all and no mo aboa wo bia. It is not true. Omo de nkofo ko hyehyɛ from president Kofo time. Omo de nkofo akọ police immigration all baby ehia bia omo de nkofo koi. But minimum de etiye MPP ni ekonya position kakra bi say all of a sudden no ba be so called neutral.
Yeah.
Afo hia ne mo a unya ne mo a he MPP ni wa boa na mo akwakwose baabi na was asase be me se no se tema kwampa was na ka be habo o what tema was se na o tema na me na ka sinza me sa pe habo me pese afa wo hwehwe wo mo a wo mo as if say abane ban wa wo biada but they are a lot of them in the system more and more ungrateful and you are not loyal to the party. Me say me hu no they are never loyal to the party omo don be say baby but when it matters most are you telling me say COP fuin ana ACP fuin
yeah
enti pressure for time one for bia or amwa will be uncle police mu and they will do ACP.
Oh, that how?
Yeah, at yeah, and they will divisional commanders.
Oh, yeah.
And the regional commanders are now. But what do they do? One for bia. President Kufuor buy one 8 years old.
Yes.
It's 8 years and so far will be a push to be. There's a likelihood some of them and then position of influence. Yet when you need them, no action. When you need them, no action. When you need them, no action. MPP for you too disloyal to the party. Me the salary me
that's correct.
You know that you never tell you about
yeah.
You never tell you about
because at a point in the whole government machinery, and Marshall say, "Oh, I'm making sure say."
Oh, of course, why not? Of course, and they say
if our people had sticked to the course, and can massa.
Me we are say. You say crew ni ho and the man mo.
Yeah.
Do you listen me to you? Now bit my friend say see. In fact, there now we doing the contest no. Me would have who was here man was one. Sorry, madam follow no.
Yes.
Madam follow no. But me would was here with a for by over oh, what do you say me back to my wood mahama? Even our people are not, we knew said they were vulnerable. We took care of them. But why must you be vulnerable as a journalist? When you are going to exercise your franchise to choose a leader for your association, what is the vulnerability in this?
Now, assembly, my final point on that. MPP Penny pa. MPP Penny pa got involved.
For our
against us.
Are you?
A dinner the fan to me say me be come grave. You know, catch that would do. But Sekobas say nipa no o unity so opedibia bia wo party ni mu and our man mu ha there mebodi na chere team no and we will also betray him.
Fan kwa da kan catch me so enya ha
say nipa no because unim o use two very important editors within us against Audu Mahama.
Okay.
And got in touch with our opponent.
Miniam Baby sent a message. You are very right. My husband's brother-in-law went to the police and he voted for John Mahama. Was in fact his wife told me and they fought. I say it's sad. Very, very ungrateful people and disloyal to the party. MPP for Baum when the pa, MP for Baum when the pa, and Fedipa and she said, it is never true. Omo nipa ko bia but who here and what friend people ni no wa na na Akufo Addo and that person Akufo and the man no that position na no yi na niama no yi na niama
ba bia ye fa ba ya de ye ka kwan ho asem ye fitama na ye ba ye ntumi nyai normal ye hu se na na ado aye
e wotema asa de beduru ha
kwan ni bibia e nam ni STD na da se be buza sa bo ye sure say we nyina aka aduma na do ye
what you say
enti ene de godon me dey ma sem ba wie no san panyini ni dey apart from other 2 or 3 people who betrayed us no MPP panyini ni dey menim say ne nkofo ni bi baako mienu kra mo hwe na mo be ka kire because ma ka kire mama baako hint. So one day we also betray his boss.
Of course. Come up. And on position 10 to me. Nah, because come must come early. Come must come early. Na bibia, what baby I do there. Anyway,
me bibia, me ti bibia from. Also now can go for oil. Hunsen sembia now. Last week we dealt with it extensively.
Okay.
But we see finance minister. Now can be say Ibisa no so there was nothing like that. It's true. It's documented. In fact, on a PM Express. No video no. Usha at a point who said Evans Mensa Kura Bisano. Say has he confirmed Asamna Okano from the central bank, in this case Bank of Ghana? Nah. Oh yes. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Santipacho be my video no.
Obe video ha. From select committee, finance committee of parliament. Mo confirm me say there was something like that. What about has say Babekin kind?
So mama video.
Babekin.
What on na afi wo mo ya kwa ba yan na wi mu sha.
Bese ba mu akwa ba dada.
Enti me ya zumi ni enko ya ni mo.
Bese enko na enko na ni edi no.
So mo.
Let's cut topics no.
Okay, we am say.
Na be cut topics no.
Okay, na oda
na ye den.
Ye bisa no no.
Em de pa.
Ye bisa no say asked about whether he has confirmed because he had said say gold for oil was a sham. And that BOG was just paid in dollars. BOG just paid in dollars and not gold.
Okay.
For gold for oil program.
But it's any. Any.
Okay.
Just and audit community.
Lessons you keep the forex that you have to keep.
I'm not aware that there was a direct batter.
Okay.
I'm not aware. There was no direct batter.
What about the go for oil?
It didn't work. It didn't work properly. Bank of Ghana were largely paying the suppliers of those crude oil and petroleum product cash.
Still?
Yes, that was what they were doing. They never paid them with gold. Never.
You found this out for a fact.
I'm speaking to you as the Minister for
Finance, of course. But they had a whole policy running called Go for Oil.
I'm telling you, there was nothing gold going out and bringing oil in. They were actually someone somewhere sitting somewhere in the Emirates was supplying the the bulk oil distribution company, and then the bulk oil distribution, the BOG will be paying. They give the dollar, the city to BOG, and BOG pays the dollars. That's it.
So beauty was
pure trade, nothing more than what they were touting. Nothing.
So then that lessons you keep, the forex that you have to keep.
I'm not aware that there was a direct back.
We are so that Penfold United former information minister Menuaba Abubakar Fatiwaba and Alaji also Abba right from just few days after electoral annihilation. And you know, one also Abba. I think this may be his maiden appearance after the electoral whitewash. You know, to the Obeba. It's a medical television on the unique equal. Dog, what's I watch about Quabba to say? Oh, yeah, dear. Correct. Now, television, most then a moye, and then a moye well looted for.
With the yeah, and here if it's in Louisa, at the Mau Bibiara, I was here in the day. Now, St. Louisa, and one my dear, to see I and say, you sue Bibia, a friend of pressure. Na ko pressure na ye onyankopon bo nipa no obo nipa duane no mpeni wie no ena odi ntini fa no mpeni nyina ho ena odi ntini so organs bia e wo hu bia akwa bia wo hu biara yankopɔn de ntini suso mu na saa ntini na ɔde suso mu no ɛna wɔde honam no ɛkata ntini no ho ntini ni mu na mogya fa ɛkɔ akwa bia ɛwɔ ho bia na nti sɛ ntini ni mu sisi a ɛna akwa no enya problem nti sɛ ntini ni mu sisi na de bia so mogya didi afrisane dia ɛne yɛ ho odene nti sɛ ntiliwiza afa saa ɛkwa no so a Asia countries eyusuo ɛde emiemia wo nsam miemia wo nsa no ebiebie ntini no ɛma ntini no mogya di afrisane ewom nti sɛ uhwɛ TV no so a wobɛhu sɛ ntini no sɛ de nyankopɔn sɛ yɛ ntini no akwa no ntini ni point bia wɔde toto wo nsam ɛne wo nan mu wɔde ntini ni point bia to wo nsam ɛne wo nan mu nti uhwɛ TV no so wobɛhu sɛ ntini no point no ɛna ɛwɔ ɛyi no so no wobɛhu sɛ baabi a wo ntini point wɔ bia wɔ wo nan mu no ɛna ɛwɔ hɔ no ɛno na Asia country no fa so de yɛ adwuma a ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ho yadeɛ enyini kyɛ a kyese ho no unya 60 years na wuwu a yehwehwe mu kura hwehwe se adenti na unyini ye na wuwu ba Ghana ha so de unya 60 years na wuwu a yefa ne se eye normal da bi denti sa eye se yenyini etimi burube 80 years ana se 90 years na yetimi nyini che na sa no na Asia fo no fa so e de sayade ene na St. Louis a yenso yakosua bi a yenso e de sayade nti wo hwe nipa nsam a ba bi e wani wo ewo wo nsam no wani ntini no ene wo wo nsam no ba bia wo yafunu wo enti se osa ne dawo so a ba bia wo nsam finfin wo no eho ne yebefa so a yebemiemia yemiemia ho a ebie ntini num ema mogya edi afrisane se wonam ho na de bia wo de wani so briwu de bia wo de wuti eya wo ya de bia wo kɔ kakra bia na wo bre wukɔ kakra bi a wabrɛ St. Louis abefa saa akopressure so amiemia wo nsam amiemia wo nam abie ntininum ama mogya adi afrisane eno na ye ne kese pa ɛwɔ ye hɔ afei nso ye wɔ doctors so wɔ hɔ nso a o sɛ aduane sɛ efa fruit and vegetables ena ye sɛ ɔmode fra ɛde mawo na etu yade na se a eno so doctors papa ɛwɔ hɔ a ɔmo so bɛfa saa kwa ne so ayɛ amawo ana sɛ duro nso na sɛ ye hwɛ wo sɛ da bi wo yade we die ye wɔ akopressure no ye de duro nso bɛka ho nti ye de aduro kakra nso ebeka ho se ni kwa se ye de aduro ka ho a ye mfa aduro enka ho ye befa sa therapy ni so amiemia wo nsam abiebie ntininum ye miemia wo nsam biebie ntininum a ya de biara edawo so biara ya de no ebetu afiri wo so se wo to ase na twetwon a sciatica nerves no emu na asisi a ye fe no sciatica no eye nerves no ene ye fe no sciatica nerves na se santini no mu sisi a ene ma wo to ase twetwen wo ama wo nantu eye wo ya na aba wo nantini eho na St. Louis ye befa wo nantini no so point no wo nantini ye befa so amiemia so ye miemia so a ekwa no mu bebie ekwa no mu bie a wo bonse wo to ase twetwen wo ene wo nantini no aye dendenden a da nyina wo ntimi nante no St. Louis befa sa kwa no so amiemia abiebie ntininum ye biebie ntininum a wo bonse ubenya ahoden se be ma wo de boss wa na waje mu wo de boss wa na waje mu ebia na wo sisi na ekuro ne wo mu ye fa sa akopressure kwa no so miemia wo ebiebie ntininum a wo sisi no kuro ni nyinara ebewu ema wanya ahoden ema wo tenu dia nante se wo ba se wo menses na ma se adi mfie se mfie num mfie nsia ana se ene eba ade chi ana twa uba St. Louis Herbal Clinic ya yebefa saa kwa no so amiemia na wanya wayaresa di telephone number no na fe yento so telephone number no ye 0546 24 23 43 0546 24 23 43 and say 0246 49 8304 0246 498304 Accra has a yewa Taifa Burkina Mr. Ajay Presby Taifa Burkina Mr. Ajay Presby Church Udu Taifa Burkina Mr. Ajay Presby Church are opposite Pepe Ehona yewo any wala pass Tombiko Pharmacy opposite Pepe Kumasi so yewa Tech Road Kumasi yewa Tech Road Usi ubesi Mazima going filling station anase Eija going filling station usi anofa affordable housing road no so usaneba ase okakra be to dan fefefe se esi ho a Ghana flag sisu so ho na St. Louis Herbal Clinic yewo a ye use sa therapy no e de sayade se ye de aduro kan ho a ye de aduro be kan ho se ni kwa se ye de aduro kan ho na se ye se fruit bi ana vegetables bi a yewo special doctors so ho a omo Bɛkyerɛ wo saa nneɛma no na ɛde atu wo yade ase yade be da wo so sɛ osa na da wo so a wo do ani che St. Louisa Herbal Clinic ya ye be fa sa kwa no so asa wo yade se usisi na ye wo ya se wachi dompe no wakotwa scan ye se wachi dompe ni mu abiebie ka se no baabi arewe ka se no anya problem a wo de wani che St. Louisa Herbal Clinic ya ye be fa sa acupressure therapy kwa no so na ye miemia abiebie ntinum efise me se ntini no point ni nyara eguns ene wonamu ehɔ ne ye fa so e de ye adwuma ye de be sawo yade biara nti obi a wo hwɛ TV ni bia wo hwɛ ba bia waso wo hwɛ ba bia wani wo hwɛ ba bia wo yafunu wo sa point ni so na St. Louisa Herbal Clinic ye fa so e di miemia wo e bie ntini no mu ama da nyinara wayaresa eba to obi biara wo tie ye no me se di telephone number no 0546 24 23 43 0546 24 23 43 and that's 0246 49 83 04 0246 49 83 04 St. Louisa Herbal Clinic. Me say your Taifa Burkina Mr. J Presby Church opposite Anase Kumase Mazima Ufatek Road so also be see Mazima going filling station Anase Eyija going filling station usi ho anu afa affordable housing road no so usani base ho a uba beto St. Louisa Herbal Clinic you use acupressure therapy e de saya de biara da usu biara ema intinu so ubenya wa ho de no bi biara so wo ba biara ye nyi ska kase wo de ketua bi ba ubenya wa yaresa ayaresa biara wo hwehwe biara for ni che St. Louisa Herbal Clinic nefa ketua bi bra na beje wa yaresa
Nebosu medase se ene wotima bebeka ho se Louisa Herbal Clinic yesi acupressure me na me se acupressure no kwa mutim ne yesi bema waye mbre kwa acupressure ko fo se menye number ne mutim de bema ma muti Nebosu ene medase wa bebeka ho ebusafo yedi enkomo edem ha yesi ayema fully packed stadium eba na United ni gina na so pa no 88,000 spectators ha na mo ba na se di ayemre batch nyame mre ene mre pa ye sesi tim kakakra me santi bacho birthdays me bi atiakem but mo minister be bi ntina na birthdays me bi atiakem na menti from ye wese pa na say because the road will be our front na ye fa entumti but of my ba ku yakotia ba ku wo akotia ti sa vote ni hia pa dendenden me hia sa vote pa dendenden ewo akotia frenom Mary Otinwa ne papa Mr. Eboa wotema aha koka woni so nim no aha nti Mary Otinwa woni ne papa di Mr. Eboa wotema nti no happy birthday from wo papa Mr. Eboa ene koka ene wo meka ho nyina no mo se ma happy birthday yesi wo buadu a nti no wakotia ho no mo anti no e vote ndie we wa kwetenti we di mi se edian vote no ebebati wo papa se meka je so o ma happy birthday but we start for ba ko na aka no so eto asoma men na je se menti straight away we Linda Asamoah Asare me ma men no Linda Asamoah Asare je we start this konkron pa antene eno na any birthday belated happy birthday emma ene busafo nyina no ye kyewo bia Westlands fo nyina se meka se omo kyewo ye da se afa ye tie sim straight away Peter na wo na wo kasa enti no me ma won good for oil right
enti na wabo finance minister which is good out
wasenya no kure was gold for oil
there was nothing like gold for oil and that but investment akura bisa no say we check it from the central bank and
yes
or say yes we check it there was nothing like that but you see God is wonderful apart from the bust MD when parliamentary select committee focus around or complaining about how gold for oil suspension are affected Boston the BOG for now was say we check it from them and that there was nothing like gold for oil Omo deputy governor first deputy governor Federal Dr. Zakari Mumuni oko Bosunwe August 6th oko London ko mass speech in fact he was the keynote speaker our Africa's premier trade banking thought impact event this year no koye no nse brand nti enenyo man doso or kasa fa gold for oil and say boa eboa o man no Now chere say or starting no our paragraph or chere say am I bebre FAC challenges because of COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war from 2020 no ever. We no obe chere say this one let me quote say faced with these facts Ghana undertook feasibility studies on countries with domestic gold purchase programs including the Bank of Philippines, the Bank of Ecuador, South Africa Reserve Bank, Turkey Central Bank, Bank of Mongolia, and etc.
Okay.
So faced with COVID in Ukraine, even though those days no one say there was nothing like COVID in Ukraine were affecting ABM. Dr. Zakari Chese ampa omain face ekwa huhia musa into at the time abaya no wo MPP aban and the central bank ekoye steady war banks ya magbodin wo ewa brochire
okay
to see say ombetuma use gold for oil e dey aboa economy na let me quote him in page 3 of his statement. I say after the successful implementation of the gold for oil program, the bank of the DGPP, that is domestic gold purchase program.
Yes, the
bank extended the strategy to the gold for oil initiative in 2022.
It's two policies programs. Yes. Domestic gold purchase program.
Yes.
You know the gold.
I know now. After what's the kind?
So you were talking about that.
Yes.
After that, now you told gold and you use gold
to
trade gold for oil.
Fantastic. Utine nsokwa.
Oh,
say. Yeah. But utie atuforce statement now. So all what the central bank here and to gold keke.
Sanity.
So no, they did the domestic gold purchase program, which is to no gold no, and use gold no, adequate trade.
Yes,
and you will say after successful implementation of the DGPP gold purchase no, the bank that is BOG extended the strategy to gold for oil initiative in 2022 till this was a well-intended policy solution to moderate the adverse effect of escalating export petroleum prices, which surged as high as 230% in 1 year.
Okay.
Everything final. Yeah, how a boa the economy. See, the gold for oil intervention therefore leveraged the DGPP, that is gold purchase program framework, to provide FX, that is forex.
Yes.
And then go to support the importation of petroleum products through government-to-government arrangements.
Government to government.
Government to government. This is Dr. Zakari Mumuni. Mumuni.
Deputy Governor.
John Dramani Mama, President. Ne appointee.
Yes.
Ne kasei. What I say? Sir, there was such a program, and indeed, a leverage ma omunya forest, and then go to support the importation of petroleum products through government-to-government arrangements. The gold for oil intervention helped secure petroleum imports at competitive prices. It helped ease pressure on the forest market. And it helped stabilize the export petroleum prices.
Just one advantages.
Gold for oil at the buy a boy.
Bible no na Peter chapter so sana se we are there we are now the date na se wo anya say tie for the obekọ akire
it is a finance minister because say omukoto gold keka. Now he said he was talking about the domestic gold purchase program alone. Forgetting say indeed omuwie no Bank of Ghana say omu dey trade be na a government to government arrangement.
Yeah.
What I say? It clearly finance minister and in the Oman one can crunch.
But Kasai so can one year in the year. One in credibility in the he's gone down the gutters. All right. Peter, my member of kill. So of kill. Come on, before my minister so minimum position the boy be most saying minister who ya what to say now fooling you now there's no much stress on her and I wish in fact who na kufa the parliament na kufa and that means because you say I think that he's better off being opposition leader. Hey, what's up papa no share the skin share the skin or about this president be in the so awudu akwaba oho ye de
me ho ye pa na o ka yi o so wa ho he o front man
aha
former president
Akufado
Adodanko Akufado
ne owo body no
freshness on the oba
ya o se o this 81 na
81 eye no konfona mu ohanya
adodi
badite ubedi na ache we boy
enra mi hu
how many months now just
8 months o se ko fast as if no
don't worry
enra mi hu asate ma 1 week no me will be so me share the apart that me show be so to me bia if I me share body me say na body na akusa say we the place we do aka shata
we the what can you crew masempa akusa
some yanko
bodon
bra
e be san chia atiefo ne ahwefo na maka ne say we titi ansema Peter kan wo ha anopai ene nsema for the past few days yati free cocoa board no ema me bisa me ho question say anyanya bia no from Bank of Ghana any finance ministry no then changes na akoso ewo ho de enti am bisa sa asem we ni kire say oba aban mu na say o target technocrat omadwuma no obi a wuyi ni free ho a de beba beto no sa na ma we bi na beto enti ebeduma bi no ade a friend institutional memory wan hwa wunya bi oma na omo ho omo ye adwuma no wunya omo e beka che o se nema ye ni wuye no free ho nso a ye won kofo a omo ayo madwe se nipa aba aban mu hihia no ayo madwe so omo nya se omo pese omo hwe bibi na omo hu nti de wo mu timu ane se yemfa bibi enya den emfa ensha aban sanka enya saade a sanka ye 100 over note wo ho ana meboa enti say minister finance minister eco TV so na ye bisa no for emphasis e bisa no say enyanya bia wa check asem na wo ka no na o say onu hu ni say o say yes ya to gold no na de na Peter aka no unim ade a eye so novel e wo sa de na Peter kan no mu say ye the cities ena koto gold ana ye de eye buffer edema ye sidi no ye wie no ye wie ne ye sign de sa gold no ede kwa akoje oyela na nka ye de ye dollars and a foreign currency and ede be kwa akoto sa oye no wan betimi ya sa de we de omu ye nyina ne se gold na ye beto no ye mfa emu 20% emfa nkonkoto oye minister ti ha se semebo a ebi obetimi a cheche mu ye yemfa 20% emfa konkoto oye nti na pressure na ewo ye sidi ne so no na aba form ene so obisa omo aba aban mu se sidi no a stabilize e de na mo ya fa ho a ama na stabilize a de obenya ansa obenya ya tim didi ebedi watem de obenya ya tim didi omo so omo to good omo to sen em so omo de say 4 tons so say 3 tons yeah be 3 tons so say no mo de account de wono ede from say 8 tons ede aba bedu be say to no antimi amasidi and stabilize but the ono ede be 3 tons ede account ho amasidi no stabilize. Okay, former BOG by Bank of Ghana omo boss Addison o say na anka o pese o de dollar no ebatena artificial nko betimi aye
e do hu yanko ye
ehwo ne adu no
hu yanko ye obi
godon ehwo ne adu no unim bibi obi a o tie ma no pa bi apa on check da bia me ba ha me boss asem we so for the past few weeks every day sidi na yesi enya hoden no wo de osori every week bia ko check 140,800 sefa aye a bag of cocoa check it every week na convert bra at the prevailing exchange rate no na convert bra he the last time I ba ha na 2,600 me no kasa no pay 2,744 sidi na yesi enya hoden no me ko check ye no ye cocoa fo ko check ye no ade a every coast omusika no enya hoden ebu ye de no eti anyanya bia no ye the analysis of normal CD dollar exchange rate and I say ye abochi de na na say ye NDC headquarters there no they can dey go don me the man be si wa ha say minister o ha dey am say ordin 7 be braba.
All right, Prof Kyobe das na me boss dey say minister abani kofo be bring sending messages especially kokofo lo mo so mo hu fatia no money age wo mo say the way she carries herself no and one of the few people say no motive position or moba abemo no or man I think this year became more humble when she became a minister. You know minister former information minister and na wabasti di babedi enkon akwaba na enema te say
Bibia boko
de nyamiase o ma me na de musisi nwin anti bi enra na na sisi su kasa de ya tobo na me sisi ase mo ma me kasa de na mo nka me go back to the classroom na me nko cha de ho na ye ntimi dictate ma wo bia na asesa enti no wo se me ka so wo chiaw na wutie finance minister good for oil that time my policy ni ba no I don't know now we deputy and eventually be you know it I'm even sure say the communication around when you were even the deputy because I want now one more year me boy yeah I remember it know what she say finance minister and Walker say there was nothing like good for oil policy and it didn't work me nim say obesi aka and then I don't know what is the secret of Nana Akufo-Addo in opposition yanko
ahina na peba menchia na menchia mebra mpanyimfo ne adofo a omagibro mohwe ya na panyina na mekasa mesha mekasa ade nyina mu yemfa aseda pese motumfo nyankopon
amen
ode yankwache ya bibia ni hono ma yenhu asase iso na oni ni nyame beye aya mese ebra na NDC 1 na ba aban mu no na social media evolution ekoso ba na ndi mu te se ebra president Akufo-Addo ebedi aban
yeah
ndi president Akufo-Addo be fa akonwa ne ne wo 32 million commentators
yes
obia comment anase ne voice anase na dwenkyere no enka ne dem otwe phone si nanim a woka bi na pia bonten sabra na bia ne yehu mfaso e wo so mai but emprempre mu no ni NDC ni bia kan opposition bia no ene ne wo kan ne bia we have the benefit of showing it in 3D if you set a chairman pro ni wo kan ye no nso so na ye twigo abefo ntintan so aye nso so ye benya bi na without a doubt ama ye hu pefe say in fact aban no aye ye fragadam eche se kionet o madada Ghana for in ways and I'm not speculating I'm talking about facts na da ni nyina mu no nso so no me hu se we bi koso a President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Ghana for shall say sign omuti
yeah
near can say beba in a year's time but that is not the case
already yes come
started very early ye kra ye no mo shall see o ye nkan bi so aban bi ba ma nkwa ahomeje mu na onya ne honeymoon na President Mahama no wo hwehwe no and the goodwill and you give them grace but the public is saying no and tro bebre na mutwae na mo de atro ne ba ya muntimi mekeka nsem ntomfu tro nwu yeni na won na nsore prekope nka say masesa ma adwen
examiti de wakana se a enye se bia MPP for kwampo na adi program bia ba se ne yes expose on but there's a natural vindication
there is and that natural vindication here because this is the first time enkrofo bebre here say oh enkrofo nkoto aba on party lines so they are going to analyze issues omutie ne ekoso hwe enema esisi wo manmu ene nsema nkrofo ka na NDC communication and propaganda no we really fuel the perception
yes
ana nkrofo bebre ewo kuayo ho ewo former goodie tuo ho ewo school sem ho school feeding sem ne nkeka ho even drip yera ni lante Vanderpool nenyame adom President Akufo-Addo amfa drip and bank wo nya appointment
na yes okopa ache wo so opa adwuma eno mo ka che ni say eno mo ka che ni say because also no a minister eti wako opposition no ba kala boti say isa bronya ko podura wonya hampa ono na be ka yo wasi say bronya do wonya hampa bi eti afa ne kondo hampa enti ese wonya post wonya hampa wo fie eno ko party say pe ba bi mana eno mo zone yem say drip e wo holo mo wasi wa he ena wudi mika was starting ya adwuma asa na point let mpo ba
ena ne office shepe president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo adarom
no wasi woni legacy
na nyame ncha de nipa na otimi de nensa si ne bono kokoso show me one legacy of President Akufo-Addo honorable Nilante President Akufo-Addo wo kan legacy ho
yes
na dawo manka otifie
odidi ofie bia
enti
captain of legacies
enti no me no say no one me mfuno betoto because me the Nyankopon say I chose right that I serve people who had integrity who had this country at heart no more sacrifice bibia say President Akufo-Addo from 2017 or so I'm in a hurry
yes
enti nkrofo bitimi ka say oh enka for project na kakra bia enki e obetimi aye ni nyina nanso sector ben na no oja nmu wenje obi emu na me the nyame ase. So with the benefit of hindsight, no Ghana de share do na shall say who say, hey, na me a cocoa ni na mi mu say, what the 128 cedi na ebe to cocoa mu na enya over 3,500 na de beka ho anka cocoa ni koto abama kionet aban debi. Se me no galamse fo na kwakubu ahen ka che se omo na omo ne nam the various small scale mining ne galamse sites e ka che omo se mo ntoma NPP aban na omumu ba omu be yen hyehyɛ na hyehyɛ no ono onim sa wo be gi no gold ni nyina akoma meni asame jamfi so ono na ento na wate gold pound bo so every 13,000 cedis ya ba 8,500 anko otoma o anko ontoma headmaster for ne charge for mo say oh adentina
awa masama
prekwam ye disika of non-perishables ni nyina akoma buffer stop NAFCO
yes.
National Food and Buffer Stock Company. Ena hanante wono no na etoto aduane mamo any Ministry of Agric ena omusisi warehouse emamo ye ne ba ya headmaster sika na hye okotoku mo obeto aponchi obeto kosua kakra akokọ nam kakra na nkra ye didi shepe so munim say na beba enkoma ankoto enti at the end of the day no President Akufo-Addo ne ho be ye fe na ni beje obenyina che eno say me call online na girls need be some skincare routine almost a minister for upon hooky for upon hooky and skincare no it's giving girls need na say is giving they are touching grass
fresh
enti e da Nyankopon ase say ufiri wakoma mu na usomo man na ye wadwuma yie senior President Akufo-Addo kan no o se wo gidie wo Nyankopon mu na ukun ho ye adwuma emfa ho ni obi beka gina wugidie nu na eda bi be ba papa bi be free mu aba ene president oda na wada menso meda na wada na gold for oil program ya ye kan no megidi samu amunim baby awiase no kwakan ye wana na nim say e free 1918 ayesi flu because so e ma nipa wu opepepe atorencha ma na etisa nsi wiase bio na me say ya anya lucky say ye 21st century na torencha man na ebeba no eba ye penso e ma covid baaye e ma entokwan so baaye ene ndisi ni te baby o mo say na mo Russia adan mo kwan na kam na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ni ndie mu no kan bibi o say ofa bibi to say francophone countries within the African continent and West African sub-region na omunyina their hip is still tied to France. In fact, the level of grants as some of the countries received. Because British colonies near French for no policy of assimilation. Yeah, policy of association. And independence, independent papa. Ye independence yanka sane yana ye tutu ye bibia. Omodia nentisa. Still no there is some level of influence from more colonial masters on their fiscal policies in Yamanema. And to know mutimi use France for more currency. Etime the anko or musika no mudino. And in any way, we check the population of all these countries or mudi France CFA na. No say Bema still no say external shocks in a bar and yet dinsa. Name more currency na Ghana Hankwana yedi. yeni any uncle. Ghana is heavily relied on imports. Enti at the end of the day no, see the na wo de ton agiska ojomu a dollar na wo de bekwa akwa akwaje. Ni eni bibi a esisika na chi. Enti dia na aban no na ese ebeye. Se Ghana wo hwe ade a ye wo a ewo sika value eti se sika a ye betumi de esi di na chi a na ye gold. Gold no nso so a free bra Ghana jefa ahudie ebeka 2017. Na gold dodo a Ghana ye wo in your reserves nyina ye 8.7 tons. Echese na esakra yesi wiase nyina ofa top 10 na ye ka ho Africa ne number 2 ne be 2 South Africa ba number 1 enso so hu Ghana de she bebra ye hu gold da ebi asese na galamse fu ahu bi meme de da meme hu no ye ne ye ko haja na ye de aba na ye de mari de gu ye ko mu no enye no bia me gold bar na me hu bi da enti at the end of the day no edie na ye beye atimi ama in line with the Bank of Ghana Act as amended by the Bank of Ghana Act 2016, edie na ye beye as part of their functions because they are allowed to buy gold.
Of course.
By act. Enye say bia bibi na ya hye jatina ba bia hye. Omo beye den na omo timi de aboga na sidi no ho ban. Ho no ne ye dey a national policy and e wo 2 legs by policy ni di gold purchase program.
Yes.
Say aban no Ebema Bank of Ghana ejina ni tumi so under the Bank of Ghana Act ato gold. Na gold ni ye de beye den ye de beye enema mienu. Gold reserves and a gold for oil. Enti ye to gold no na emom ye de bi beye reserves ni ye de bi so asesa for fango.
Yeah.
Edi enti na fango ni ade titiri nti aye pese ye de gold sesa. Se wo hwe ade a na demand dollar pa na ye BDCs na omokra fango ye den. Ede bagana because na abribia no SSA Bank of Ghana ye forex auction ananya sa na opepe otimi epe dollars e wo system no nyina aboabo no ede mo mo so mo nko amansan adwaso nko tofango dollar ni ho afango ni ho na obetia na ye nua jonjina po no hunahuna ye aka 3 days na oil na sa enso so under NPP are buying for 8 years not once any shorty fuels or pumps. Even Nigeria, we are oil giants in terms of omo drilling and processing ni bibiano, omo krano na omo oil timisa pump man crofos sa poly tanks the filling stations omo kopefa nkwato. That was not our case because near the ebrebi ebehu se crisis we betwinity no near the policy aba near aba be entinana near woman say and some Eminia Peter Kai ni nyina no kre ye to gold no with an arrangement Bank of Ghana ejina omutumi so eso PMMC asene PMMC na NDC for akosa ni dia no gold board no asesa mbra no se be ya uye ohini o uye hwan yo una naja gold kra wuntimi nton je so akoton amasa meja mfi PMMC na ma sha no ntoma foforo adane daniani no magide ama gold board fo no enti nanka ntete no ye anasa ye nya tete ye penso no Bank of Ghana so PMMC asene no ma mo cedis no mo di cedis ni nyina akọ recognized small scale mining companies no ho no makwa to gold no so mo koto na PMMC the gold no mo mai den ama Bank of Ghana se ye ko amansa adwaso koto fango esese nka fango no ye de dollars na ma OMCs no ye den ekoto na mo the boss to so ye den abom ama matimi deal with recognized and as a legal entities so betimi de fango aba abre box to no maji gold instead of sika and that happened and adanse ye wo ye reserves program ni ye gold for oil program no and say yetimi boa ye ma fango na ekọ ya because of conflicts ni ade e ma no kodru be se 24 cedis so kan ya yem free so na ate so aba form cross significant
na number 14
but try interventions we na boa ma yetimi pushi prices ne down interventions no and na boa ma yetimi pushi prices ne down eno aso so na boa ye ema reserves no ebo cedi na chiba ema nyame adom Sidi no so ana edwane and NDC phone ntimi mpene say omo beji the exit record of President Akufo-Addo ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia omo exit record on 6th January 2025 atum ene omo kwa na omo pe data na say figures e ba during the crisis period ene omo de be ya ntoto ho
ye free so na ye say
exchange rate 14 cedi 70 pesos and no come say there be na 17 cedi and ne kwa bo chi ho de ko bisa say dollar na ye say no cry ya ba ko pe wo tro 10 cedi to ho no wo need dollar ni bi o ho
10 cedi no cry call 11
wo do 11 na ba beto no what's the directives akwa banks ni say international companies are omo sika oho omo ba beji omo sika unless they are backed by deposits and yes am omo mfa momo na me bisa ya brown no abo pon kroma say backed by deposits na dey no mo pa che and o say bo na me bibi say ba me person make out of ignorance
so what you say nti no go busa what you
say say me a lawyer ni na me choba operator me nye economist but enu nti na efre bibi consultation me bisa ni nchemu no I was stunned or say backed by deposits no mo chere na patch say eye company kro na wo ba be yisika no so the dollar ene beto account no ma ena wutimi yi dollar e ma no wan fa dollar beto ho no ma o kaso wo beje dollar je so ma ne cedi equivalent
yes
na me bisa o multinationals you to say MTN any other companies be free South Africa be free UK be free other places omo di omo investments abakrom ha say be omo be bie nwuma amaga na mabuna nya biaye no me pacho momo no pacho ye ni dollar
da bi say the cities
pacho data ne ye to ni dollars
da bi
na pacho call na ye no omo tie in dollars
da bi
ento omo no sa telcos ne other international companies no pacho de no omo ene wa ha nya cities ento oba ba beje aspects of the revenue are remitted to a another company and also mo de akokra ne ma aba na wokọ na aka say we need dollar o de be ma na de na opa akire
it's a big ho
you will be killing FDI into Ghana.
Yes,
it will reduce
the
business friendliness of this country. I'm Nkrofo aka say there be me kwa me ye business wa ha
yes.
Obe ye wie na esese o fulfill with international obligations no na Nkrofo ya ba be catch us say untimi yi usika ni bi unti no mototo papa so and it's not just about them. Average Ghanaian businessmen na ebi omo capital cry between 5,000 to 100,000 or $1 million. Omo person omo ko Turkey, China, any other Western countries ekwa kra niema ba edi be ye businesses no. Nana aya arehosem. Aye arehosem.
Areho.
Minimum be or say at some point, necessary sika or de kwa krania mabano, SS or gambling to the mad 2 different banks. Why would the ebedi can go through biano no afasa? No what to hobble sume back who ni more beton. Enti at the end of the day, no honorable out to forcing. Onim no crane said there was a goal for oil program.
Yeah.
And they are continuing to benefit from it. Because mobile yana na expenditure in advance of appropriation up to March 2025 no. Almost started to kill so my impact no kra no enya omo first budget
no mo first budget
and I am bisa question na NDC form pines on be answer say na first budget no kra kan in March no patch say na what this base na meet honorable Aminanta press conference I was so stunned say nkuko buon nkete ne sa na ma no kan as at the time I no reading media budget review media budget no kra no release it be I know release it and one name changing na no moye NHIS I was Mahama case no akwa sika ni biaba no on for additional revenue maw Maslok sika na ebejeje na or see women in banking I won him 50 million Ghana cedis and to me initial capital for any bank. Mitie Shamima on GTV or say a bank na ye ka say de mama ya nkasa commercial bank. And I'm saying Mitie I have
bank bank.
Oh, Dana moye budget Mitie no. Also they didn't mean said they were talking about a commercial bank.
But which bank?
Na Mrs. Yejoche na de babe mama ade Maslok disbursement to women was in excess of 60% since the cut time and sana biba tabai any community mining scheme or Mr. Adane no cooperative mining
yes responsible mining any deposit you see
ya no mfie nwotwe any beast time honorable Aduchuma launch last year. Ma who am who answer masa akoye relaunching.
And I say you saw akoye interview. Lugas DVL. And American. Even chip embedded passports. You're launching the last year. Bo who the rule. Baroness. Honorable Shelia Yokobochi. Ede baye. Me kind say honorable Amprechum. Media tour across all the media houses. Bo who the rule. Omobaye who answer almost so ma launching bill. Chip embedded passport. As if said the foreign minister knows anything about it and how it came about. Enti ohene yada me ada. Me gidi say and American ye ni omo nhase o Ghana for na start pony atro no ho omo pony ho kakra before the final blow will come and then they will say oh so indeed and some ankrofo beka che Ghana for edigina so digi tumi nyina na ya atro na no krebi ani. Okay, so Minister Medasi Ebza Fonti Fatima Tubaka, former information minister and then special aid to the former president Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo. Nana also ultimately became master stroke appointment to be powerful for himself. In fact, now okay, Makwacheki. Ghana launches new chip embedded passport, a major leap in global connectivity. 2024. Then, interestingly, 2nd May 2025, Ghana's chip embedded passport rollout begins. The very interesting is a way now Foreign Affairs Ministry no one website. It may no. It may no. But I can be tried by May. I can see a desire. I did ever.
Na independence from so mon celebrating na sika ni ho na relaunch sika ni na okay kan bo mo no correct me celebrate Ghana
na se no mudi
national prayers there be sika nka be celebrate
how do you kwai me dase akwaba ye na wa ye den
oh
ye den yakobulo Vima would pa wait me ka say Nana Kodajima Rollins Kafra Nana Kodajima Rollins or contest on the mills the contest as a Fonka games so nya say 3%
and yes
aha it me I think say me headline be na me use and halation
me 28%
sao it would 28%.
Yes.
It is 3%. About 28% is alcohol that should be wumpa. And I mentioned also your Muslim, and the Trupa, and the card dead, but still a daisy one.
Oh, David.
Sir, Mabuswasem. Mabuswasem.
Oh, my signal before I.
Okay.
I wanted to know. Also on camp, but I knew.
Some numbers more.
Not near my cost.
I'm
not call my main chair. Ashafoni na say make call primpar election na minim say abinding na government structure na beba me so na minim say government structure ni na beba me so but na minim say level a eba ya na beba me sa until election grounds na me who say me name na Peter no, I am a campaign manager, or I am a campaign strategist, or I am a campaign coordinator. Juma Peter, Nyankupo Meshirano, Papa, Peter Ankuma, JP, JP Peter Ankuma, Nyankupo Meshirano, day and night. Me say 12 o'clock. February election, Kitty 1 a.m. Nayaksa.
In the palace are 200,
120 people. Because we were doing that because yet na him say abiding na NDC abiding government structure in na no more
a town
they were against us. By a call muno. In fact, there. Later Peter Nana Kaje me say my say abobo bi bo ha. Oho na election we na me who say Charlie sometimes when you asema oho na ohu adofo ankasa they betray us from our own people. Peter, so what can you know? Betrayal.
I made the friend people from our camp.
I buy no Timmy Yamo, Emma, Moya near my TIA. I don't know what they were getting or they are going to get. But I know to in all things, we give thanks to God.
I mean,
yeah, idea we went into the he said, Pifi say anka ebe but me na BBC me call into a contest and I me bibi na say manya na me ka che Nyankopon pese adam material moment menya sade no. That's always my because idea and all the time no say manya there no it turns out to be good for me.
Okay.
But my main fa okonya we opportunity we na mean that nipa bebrase. There are some people because me who say Charlie amanu ye no ya na medwane kakra na makwa jiwe kakra me jiwe kakra nipa bebre boaye. Nipa be ebi wo kra me kwa na masamba me kwa na masamba na o ma me kakra. Ni na say na ye yo ye de no na ye de run up and down but na ya no motia heavily. But me I will go to them one by one and tag them. Me person be mo mudi. Nyankopon ni mo nyina. Nyankopon so na ebe hye o manya nipa da se ni. O ma bo na Nyankopon be hye o. Support o mo dia I will go to them one by one e da mo ase. Na election there me de ni na ma Peter na onya wie o obeka bia ka ho.
Yeah, election. Yeah, officer. Aye.
Oh, enye Peter hunyam ebi wo ho Peter enti no so wonka kire me da. This was their call.
O de kwa owu aminem.
Yes.
Ayo.
So wonka kire me da. Say dey metie no.
Me do obeka kire me.
Say dey metie no, wonka kire me da. Na me say no me say yeah, you know. Islam your friend bibi imana. Se obi ye bibi mawo ana waka bibi a kire o se memma obi ante. This would ade na akọ we mu. Won ka kire obi a this would dey akọ ewo. You nobody must hear, so I understand what Peter is saying. I'll not begrudge him.
Okay.
Having said that, my member minister can say NDC for mo ye den. Also QNet one. QNet we new word new imam Ntropa de ope abanya otwantro e wo wiase nyina opa NDC ho a ende e wo na abonsa na ebe kasa. Look, mama pa say Peter de ade we ma me yem hye me
then he
say ato force na kan e
ayabote pulukra
hey video no wa
Peter J what about tape ni de ende me ni bibia
ayo.
Look, liars go for oil say they kind omo twantro. Cocoa price omo twantro. Galamsey omo twantro because Galamsey say the omo amonko omo seti anti-Galamsey task forces within their own party be say 10 and omonko blows. So what?
I mean video no. Our catch no no problem the tax force no be di musika keke no.
Hey Charlie. One headmasters. Many are paying your mama so this can be show monsan. No Marco Jo Marco to Aponchi.
Wajira point here.
Why didn't you go? I don't know.
Domahama kill and diao.
Wajira there. Okada rider.
Say delivery lines.
Only some organizing Okada riders. Say omoba legalizing bibia. Omoba ya omoba college bi omokope space bi so ombetri no mo. How many months ni? The transport minister.
In fact, Okada for no and mo ti bebre. Okada for no eko check you know so. Car no so. Am mo release obi motorbikes. Me video no.
Say license 700 cedis. Want man tia omochi bike na obetua no asetua additional 600 cedis and san you release the amount.
My goodness.
The allergic kind no start training. Okay, tama
Jida
yes.
Issue no. Na omuso mbe training crofo say they can bicycle.
Yes.
So okay ya
youth in bicycle riding.
Why na che obi bicycle watermale? Youth in yawo tamala uni bicycle kada. Uni
bicycle car.
And wo ya nchrawo.
Don't need to be. Oh, sorry, I'm not watching.
Anti wa go school wo. Wa go sia.
Eno na ye na moto ndoso you scarcely or more to class California or motorbike. Car, you call be a tipper truck. Never go now, dear Goom to send you. And your mother now will betray anyone who say, well, I'm not going to train me in bicycle riding.
Youth in coastal sanitation in Tamale.
Not send a car, no, send a bicycle there, or be a champion. But motorbike, any hunter, I didn't know how to ride a motorbike because they been here. In fact, Omo no use motorbike, a farmer service, where you're from, say, Omo, essential service for no officers. So, and no crano, and be a motorbike on Nipa Besset, who could be an hour. Any midwives, and no crown and net also. No moon. That was a time. You me was in school. But I am not as I say, better no view. I know so then I mean, bicycle. Okay, bicycle. Then Costa, I don't know. Now, Costa. No, you are not a job you have to ride bicycle.
Someone can hear it.
All say, Peter Kanye said, Deputy Governor, go for him. Or can same way on the 6th of August.
August, yeah, this month, yeah.
In fact, 4th August. The boss now Kasa on a Dr. Johnson Asiama or Committee Economic and Development Committee of Parliament. Yenia could job on common ranking member. Only the Oko Cow says you good for it. I am Mama say finance minister can say good for a no night dear sham Mama Pa said dear Papa no Kai or say 1.7 approximately 1.7 billion worth of petroleum cargo was financed under this program under Good for Oil.
What kind of parliament?
Parliament.
No,
House of Records.
House of Records. Committee on Economy and Development.
Are you surprised that they said something to House of Records and when it comes to
the it's not surprising.
Okay.
House of Records.
So no, 1.7 billion. Apart from
dollars.
How you used to go for oil, go for a programmer, editor oil. Apart from that, to stabilization of the city now, more can say or more Anto is false no. They injected over $2 billion to stabilize the city
from Nanado's reserve. First
over $2 billion and on the supply. I don't know Bank of Ghana, World Bank, any IMF, Bank of Ghana one. Say you cannot continue with this artificial.
One and about twice.
Yes. That's yes. You cannot continue with this kind of city stabilization all the time. No, scanner or reserve, no, OD inject it to stabilize the city. To Mama warning. One and all, Mama, no, I'm saying no. You've not done anything apart from injecting dollars. Once a dollar, CD no started every week.
Even the mama evidence.
So about where dear, me what can you be me? What can I add again? Wagadre dear, said the minister Kaya no. This is just 8 months in a way. Ghanaians who call say TikTok here very interesting. Who call TikTok? Yeah, testimonies. Hey, Nana Kufado. Hey, apology videos.
This is so uncharacteristic of Ghanaians. Say, Bibini na say, almost some way, but this time around they are not keeping it. No. Yes.
And now one more come out no. And then umunya.
Nothing.
No more abaimu. No. These are ordinary people. Hey, oh, I don't have to be my man.
Okay. Was it a Kobisha? So, your Kobisha. Minister, now we're
Mr. Santo, we are father to Subami. Hey, with the fact release the fact to say
Peter watching no.
Say to say bam. Me catch you say. Na unim impressive. Me was okay na me ye drum me ko yehwe. Na me general manager Chris Okwe so no so hwe. Eti mo challenge me ye mo hye me say eh how do you contact ye? Onu so ahu. E no afford the amame. Na tell my ye hold my amame Mr. Santi. Beside Mr. Santi the ye train no. Say amade ba mama ne bride. Okay, so what the why that no? I was for a higher would be radio then 5.9 movement. Any graphic online. Hello, graphic online was say dated June 8, 2017. The Paco ye in that far from Pong was say why ye audit uncovers youth in coastal sanitation module in northern Ghana. Huh? Audit uncovers
money was spent. Money was spent. Yeah.
Coastal sanitation.
Northern.
Money was spent.
And money was spent. That's why audit.
Question by.
Every story in the mankind. Listen.
Why the number one?
A recent special audit at the YE has revealed that there were some beneficiaries in the youth in coastal sanitation model in Tamale and other areas in northern Ghana. This is contrary to the main objective of the youth in coastal sanitation model, which is to maintain clean beaches and ensure a conducive environment for inhabitants and tourists. The acting CEO, Justice Repokodia, who revealed this, said it was baffling that beneficiaries of the model meant to be in the coastal areas were in northern Ghana, a savannah area. Meant to be. Did I say more? Mr. What are you face?
Everything.
That's what I have. I deserve everything. Okay, can.
Including what you love.
Hey! Peter, let me tell you.
Godo, why are there? Me Judy but I never who. You've taken it a step further.
Penetration in the northern region.
Hey! Me kind of say that my bottom.
Minister, more obese or no? I
was in the north a few weeks to the election. It wasn't in Nova. And I'm meeting Zabzugu.
Anya Hono. Anya Hono. What all? What's okay?
Before we were a Bamboya, and allow a say a war, a beer, river beer, a cossy, white water.
I appointed a cassette a nentry, and what am I eating? What you have to? None any river, and young coast. And no,
a young farmer quite imagine.
That's my minister said for the first time and on also
and my produce. You see, that is baby, and this is what they call you. And a sort of more yet. What some of the minister Kasa was say. Samima Muslim, Yawa Felix Quattro to deputy. In fact, Deputy
Minister.
Obia was yet. How can somebody
Also, I look at more fresh amount for say month to me.
Ayo. Obi a wɔ minister, ni deputy, enye deputy minister. What be that? Sami ma Muslim na mo wɔ deputy minister. But enam say omo person mo twa 20 no. Yes wɔ deputy minister. Meanwhile, she is deputy to Felix. Minister, what is that?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And now me see be on no man hene ka bibi which shocked me.
Yeah.
When him say about
much no.
Regulation no. In fact, gentleman ya penso ya the man or doctor ya the man utumu say ono ani nim de no hu say there be health issues near inti as I say yemfa framework bimra. And the first time I met him at one of the comms meeting, I was so impressed because I said this man knows his strife. Only munia or person who yet to change the space. The appointment bar out. The way this is for sitting at them. Say na omo pe kwan ayi no. Edi obi about the 2 deputies account. And it's so shocking to me. Say such an information went over our head. Ako quietly obi ante wo hwe omo ya appointment anyhow. Me say wow. Enti me say mo na mo yan central for RTI na ya mo apply bi. And the full record of nipa dodo aban no appoint omo because
I'm list the one issues bear 3 match was say be use RTI na e dey kwakoye. Ko kan kasai.
Aban a obai also appoint system ministers. Now so wagadre and okoye ni regional organization na say omoye staff presidential staff in charge
of the region. Omoye deputy ministers.
Intimi nka bi.
Audi but ma ko kan na kwaku sabro kan de na woka
me there DVL boss and information be or the about out.
What's it saying?
Beginning of this year nya or say office no inherit you know a ka and wabo and I feel no a putting measures in place. But from February 2024 and a buying eye adwene se ye pese ye den hihye fofo ba na ye sisa na ma plate systems no any senior nkrofo abuse no anyhow ebeboa ni revenue mobilization oma ye training omo ni police for akasa oma ye bibia edu implementation stages ne keke na se aban wo hoyi eye ntoaso enti aba ban mu a Nikwe odaye se obekwa akọ contest osu klote kole klote enti uye adwuma apili the Ghana community no emfa frakadam nye adwuma manukure enye nukure tembia hwe yedu mpempenso a data ebegu wanimu ase se wo kasa na waye wo ya wadwin se udi nkomo ana wo ka aban asem na abaye frakadam tuturemu ubetumi akasa wie no na chat gp eyiwama na eyiwama wonim so akasa wie o abrochi o ena nkrofo start digi ena neto ade
mamemwa menu akofefo so nkansa mebo na baso ofefo so nkansa asemba na wonim ehunu die kwampa de wonim die na watro bi wo social media no obehye eti na logas me hu me ne me nkwai ni nyina ne wakoma was d block wa ne wa krobia ayi ni kwai dvl CEO no me ni nyina na wolegon come on was d block
deputy the ground him no
ti holma ne wolma yeja yakoto unu obi o the same block is wa danfo but ayina na danfo paro no da ayina na danfo paro krobia kwa brasa antetago at that time no omo de omo start nyanye no campus tago ne be kunto pa political is da bia na tago defeat no wo so wo so wa but that tago imagine sab kese be no waye no efia be sin ti hodie yekoto abo so anaje se de gina wi hwe was saying Enron or the buy. Was it the DVLA CEO Julius Nikwe lied during the interview with Marisanda Amadou when he claimed he did not inherit anything from the previous administration which might have contributed to the increase in revenue he boasts of. The DB plate stickers project he is claiming credit for and cites as reason for the growth in revenue was undertaken in 2024 and was only waiting to be issued in January 2025. Kill that government. Now I say these are the facts and figures, right? These are the facts with evidence attached. In January 2024, Minister for Transport gave approval for DP plates to be converted to stickers through digitalization. A vendor was procured and design for the sticker was done together with process flow for its issuance. Documents attached. DVLA set up a committee to implement the stickers in May 2024. Memo attached. In June 2024, the vendor signed an agreement with the existing manufacturers of DP plates to collaborate in the issuance of the stickers instead of them going out of business. But evidence in imagine say I would say DVLA war office back could be war. Adenta for Ridge Junction now call aviation road. I want some more DVL office be home. Oba ya no, I say Omo commission DVL new branch. Remember that is what that.
Why na the entire penny for being to be information. On say Omo be classes my penny for be bree ewo yoko ni sa anoma. Enti part of engagement no koneba no. You are not supposed to release anything because your character says you are being investigated. So you can inquire na enkasano. Na di enwenti no muntu bi nkasano.
Oh, can't you fear man? Yes. Kata ma ye wa ban mu na nkofo nkasa.
So but you see, adia e wo kwa ye ayem wa ye ho no say 10 days person my information. We see things are there. We knew what was going on.
No, Koka, wait a minute, me no nyadwe. We pardon me no nyadwe. Me no nyadwe. Me no nyadwe.
And that can't a presidential travels kakra. That was the buy. Me can't be there. No,
okay, it's a Drew Holomodia. It's a bedroom
information bia ne yes, it do baby and it be needing. But I knew when ya never ordered. But Nipa na no wo ya wakache o sa de na wo ko release no baby odi akonia ba no release ya no Bɛkyerɛ no enti nya abote no wo be
oh how
na ho Bɛkyerɛ nsese
no kura be ka
na ho Bɛkyerɛ nsese
enya no na me ka you are being investigated yes say men found some can be you say our question obeda abe no atena say
it's something that relate to your office is not your personal property.
All right, enti you be call next you know so nyame nchade ye wo former information minister ewa ha enti ebedi nkomo na unim papa ko akoi enti ebia ye kwa akotia ba obeba me dey be studio one so ye trained journalist we lawyer he knows he's well read enti ba bidi media ethics ne political environment you know ye kwa kotia ba obeba fa kwa akoi obeba so so mi ne ma wope
oh papa
dane de ye dane de kapa
no Reggie Rockstone wo or nka ma msa mfa ma
Shana Incarnation
ye ba bedi enkomo kakra na
ya de na niam bebre mu ya mu media mu mfa me ka
enti enkomo e ba bedi na efa now the new craze to arrest people on social media. There's a new craze to arrest people on social media. There's a new craze to stifle freedom of the press and then free speech. Ewo my Ghana. Ye bedi hu nkomo. Hwe me ye tie me. Always speech me say my can't
ye nyao.
Me da 5 million billboard aso da mitiri so. Yeti okatechie efifa Rambo styling na jo yakoche no me dem put at least so far me dem pa na very decent
that's what we invite you only Paul there was an invitation and I be arrest
and be arrest
enter kumine
da na jo get them how much and e baaye fancy comedy wo TikToker wabie na yi ti say ye ka say ya na me be bie telephone lines and na wo bia frɛ was a friend me akoso aboatema minim no ebi kwa pa we be man polo use oba voice and now we ebi kwa just see what be wo no so what adenta me no ka say ebi no okuku mlemle ha no waka asemi asem wo ka ye no wan kasa yi na meme as host baka se patro akoso aboate ma asem aka we die wan kasa yi ntwe san wa twa san wa pachew okwa na me amasa pachew se o asem a nipa ko no be kan no ebusafo if it's against anybody's sensibilities among fanche and be responsible enough. Sa na fanti comedy ye. Sa na fanti comedy ye. Omo ba ya kwachi fanti comedy. Walo so mo invitation and wo call ye. Ya china tum e deny ni bail. Wa dem be 5 days. Fanti comedy die no. Se Obama pokrasi ye dey. Se Obama pokrasi de oya ni say video wa e wo social media so dada. Ya enkofo kuta etubrani esomu de ekokon entokwa wo chieftaincy dispute bi omukokon ana se Obama so concern Ghana say ade mahu nie the police for mon show na ja ade be demonstration nya ho adwuma na police for akwache no Peter Bacho police was let statement no you ready na police for akwache se Obama pokrase ahomache ebu ne dan ebu ne back ebu ne kitchen door sa kronfo akwache no achemkwa na wotwe mienu ne achemkwa wo aye program e wo Kumasi wuntumi television de wuntumi radio wo ka san bi fa helicopter ya kwahwe hui yesi wankasa yi police for fa kafri akra ekwache no wo edwoso wakoto de bayire ya ode kwama ne ma akoto tutu atuo ache no edna free joso abankan anajo without recourse to anybody na management o Kumasi enam ehwehwe ne busa police station to police station enna bi omo kwa kobusa obi ase yenim ho hwe so I was here choir report say ye nipa no ayira e wa joso police station that's the report there and ajolo mate ye say omo de na kwa Shy Hills na Shy Hills de ena ba mu da bay e che e bo be 3 that night chema won't really didn't sleep because ye che nam ni nyina ne gina ho me ni nyina ne wo akra na yedi nkomo no obusa akoji say edu ahomache mete no bi ma information say ye da ba NIB no mo asleep no mo de ne ko CID then omama natural the statement without the presence of his lawyer afuakwa no oben to hu no catch me agod me hu nipa no te be me ni kodi nkomo okoya was a lawyer am natural statement review no say okay o de nye hwe behwe ye de court ye deny ni bail ye say one bra ukada 20th ye koya judge no second court relieving judge no wa badjuma the court didn't sit no problem and ye say ade chi ukada so ye koyo so a by 9 o'clock judge abadjuma was mapon 9 o'clock I was there. What the bedman was a wapon. Police force for na 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. and upon 9. Relieving judge. 9 a.m. Judge say what bedman wapon. I'm saying the drum be the could be any be open. Was a wapon. Et me no ka say. Me nu achem kwa at them what the police station. What them still. Judge can say you keep on until 20th. And that's 23rd now. It is at 3 days here with them in. At whose instance is Achimokwa still being kept behind bars? At whose instance?
Order from above.
And you know, ye bedi hun komo say, a hefan ye kono. Minister.
Gordon, I've been following conversations around these arbitrary arrests. Mejidi say enkomo no niam mienu ne clarify.
Okay.
There is an impression NDC for ni create as he say NPP aban ni yeye bibi and omo nso ban no mo be retaliate. That impression has to be cured because Ghana in 2017.
Dabi.
Ghana has been there since 1957. Me first time I PTSD 16 September 2015. When you call Let My Vote Count Alliance demonstration, you call Bro Gabi, ye ko shoot justice ajakumani NDC for
and they were free
omo be kan say ntosu no de agu tomato paste
woni do kan sa asem
minim pa
Dabi Dr. Manebuama Dr. Manebuama when he said that he wasn't late Dr. Manebuama the cars assemble
say and say yes Yenya de justice.
Mamu
37 military hospital. They kind around 8 p.m.
Yes.
Na fe ne de na ba be ko theater. Na madam for ba kon so asata ne ne ye PPG. Ye hwie ensuohye. Kata oba kokko ne ye hwie ensuohye na ne fa nyina noa. Na we mu ne side a whole side na anajo bre e ma besia ye gu 37 military hospital. Na boy ba kon so ano no so security around airport. Friend from Pom, me refeeding no. Or no so ya two bullets ni bia bonita maniti apaya wanye yeda. On edi kan wuye. O wu cry jaja.
So just ye ni yeah.
Any enkrofo bebra yedi o mani ya. Not even because omo kan bibio. Just because they embarked on a demonstration duly authorized. And I say the adequate notice ama the Ghana Police Service. Ye nam kwano so a obi anto bo ye bu Ibrahim Ajemo ye say
na atosi toto akwele
enti at the end of the day no
oba ni mu obi so dwane na the case si no so
the conversation should not be the case say oh we mamun kahwe na retaliation no mu ye retaliation abrebe na under president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo aban ye bo eyewitnesses for granting interview
me hu bida
enye protesters
dabi
enye content creators enye journalists enye eyewitness onam ne baby na centroni afra no Spintex Road no so ese ye hu se ya demolition o Magdan warehouse e de na wudim ne ye bu no te se comfort tachi amu a wakwakọ wi ade ye wi ya tam no de na ko Blue Gates in the name of national security ntima obi ye bi so obi asem kra journalist bi so obi question amane nka
dabi
ene centroni de omuti se dede abamu omu ni bebi efiri onu de munja no ena ye ka say eyewitness no say wotwirim say ye ja no ba ko akohu hwane ne kamafo say wo hen say ye bo no wapra ni nyina omo say we should sweep it under the carpet. My point is that you cannot approbate and reprobate.
Dabi
Want to mean an opposition that is fighting against the so-called culture of silence. Even Muntie 3 4 mu aban mu didi ajaje for attempt threaten and mass on be boom on be prom on be ku on be to mo na akra na yenya e man no mo ye ministers at the time including the current vice president sa okan ya Emma omo endorse petition say yenja o
yes
na se mo benya kwanya bedi aban mu a mo se mo so obi nka bi
dabi
what are you talking about?
Yet to be Ghana NDC for
NDC for there, they don't have monopoly over Kasa and giving their opinions and talking and complaining and advocacy. There be I didn't say democracy. Yes, the majority will have their way, but the minority will have their say. Your opposition and Chelsea I can't Kasa Boasho. Mimi say me can be control be social media and family.
Dabi.
And Gordon, we should not just move the conversation to sorry the munja no the musa so Obama the munya he ya ira them enya he and I say NP4 ye bi no mu ye bi. I think we should cure that. Number 2, aya na ye kan we. You would realize say obia across board even when I was a minister. Me advocacy ni say unim ya repeatedly criminal libel law.
Yes.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne President Akufo-Addo Roma. President Akufo-Addo as AG, President Akufo as President. Omo penso. Na mo say there were a lot of remedies to redress defamation any enti emma yen yusu your friend is saying criminal procedure and fan prosecuting Akufo na nyesa.
Yeah.
And Nkrofo say Electronic Communications Act no because it speaks against publication of false news. No?
Yeah.
So be the atra and also publish be anya no kra will recourse to criminal proceedings.
Yeah.
And I know they quickly as a window be or honoma bibi says ya noko. Na Gordon Obechi say Obama so publish false information. False information ben a chain fake doctors and fake professors. false information bɛn ɛna kyɛn wɔn ankasa a wode wo code of ethics o sɛ code of conduct aba abɛ lɔnkye na mo nipa baako kura ni so or fake doctors and fake PhD holders and fake full professors. Publication of false news bɛn the chair deception bɛn ɛna kyɛn wɔn a wɔkɔ in front of parliament akɔ swear under oath ɛtwa sɛ mi yɛ full professor ɛtwa mpoa aka ho. And at the end of the day, no, culture of silence. You should have the stomach to stomach a lot of nonsense. And I now come about your friend is saying, boy, you fancy comedy. Yes. The boy was so respectful. Immediately, he didn't make such comment. He dissociated, he retracted, and also said he did not associate with that. And yes, I'm on central professionally. Makwa jentitiye one central. Edwanya sani echere. Na mu amata mu central ni akotena TV so. Anasa radio so I was streaming online. Akasa wono. Adan ye TV ase na Pastor Miles Monroe ne yire akonya accident no mawu. Adan ti na TV ase a Kobe Bryant ne ne Bajiji o mawu. Adan ti na President Akufo-Addo te ase na wowu ana ayeden. Na wonte na wiem hyemu na nkoto no ntwene baabi.
Na wasaka se nyagopon kunu se wota tai iluhye no kwa de a.
Obi anche no.
Na me bisa Peter say sa asem no ye chi akwa no.
Dabi obi anya ne hwe.
Enya no mpoma mema other instances enkwala ntoto fifi wa bi o manya po club bi apo mo ho ana mo te secondary school
girls bi no
sorry so mo hia former president Tidi Akodi Sikaduro.
Yes.
Oh, seriously.
And young girls. And kwa mo ye ayo.
Bonidi free SHS beneficiaries. E bonidi to assess ye ji uti ye di Kodi Sikaduro. Ye be ku ye be okay. And no crap no. Me say GES4 eye so mo dismiss omo. Omampanyi dada e pa cha omo se da bi
sanje omo bae no.
Munya omo. E ma omo ja omo nyina mo fo mo totroto. Omo ana omo ti TV so
exaso for no so boys na omo culture.
Bibi omo nyina e ma omo ja omo. Omo nyina boy ai. Omo nyina e ma omo ja omo. Omo ana e ma omo pasco free. Yetua BC fees mo omo free. No akọ free SHS free. Even trainings are no mudi 3 square meals a day. And some are motomani or mampenyi. And so also no, he has the stomach to tolerate it. He would rather entertain a noisy population than a silent one. And to an oka bibia, okay, say one young woman be at Jubilee House. No question.
I remember.
Na say, aya ye can't send beside you while mampenyi that aya now funny say. And also there be no dear and hano cry. Or no, even before he became a president, as a lawyer, no president and Danko Akufo-Addo, the advocacy ni say yinja obia emanen kasa, and you would realize say obia bibia na eba to the attention if it was an offense personally committed against him or simunja emanenka.
Minister, any sorry, facture me. Akufo-Addo intervenes on behalf of 8 SHS students sacked for insulting him. Friday 13th January 2023. The President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, has intervened in the matter of 8 senior high students dismissed for insulting the President. According to a release dated Friday, January 30, 2022, the Minister of Education said the President intervened in the matter after his attention was drawn to the dismissal of the 8 final year students of Chiana Senior High School. The President has intervened in the above stated matter after it was drawn to his attention. Consequently, honorable region. Enti de kosi ye no no. Enti na pese me ready we monko. Enye se bia.
The headline no cry charitable enye insult. If there is anything that constitutes threat, I mean this threat be so sin obi so oju sika oju ti akoyi sika do. Enti no say no. And so and it was published and it was circulating online.
Yes.
It is no different from social media, TikTok live, so can be bisa. It is no different. And even the point is that enkrofo na amachi omono. Really the omochi na kan fanti comedy ho. Ono dia no kan.
AY.
Aye. They lied on her.
They lied on her.
They lied on her just to incarcerate her.
Yes.
Omuso obi aka bibi. afedo omo se eyo na oye nipa kro enyo no oye nipa kro in fact omo chi na odamu kra na nipa no was so on live making videos so omo chi ge yi kotu mu e wa bronca hwe and since when any started say more Maji media license even for media houses ayaje aban state ajapade de amamu amasi media station etimi fa nkrofo betina so ka say ai na omampanyin da o na ku na yere e na wo ye say ka ana hu video e kan sem hunu e kan frani mansam na obi eja amamako na se no ubehu NDC for we will not tolerate anybody saying anything against the president masa agro na mudi yeah wa hu mijiem Ghana for na ekasa eduru na esese ye ka constructively so I don't peddle insults. I think say it is below me. I think say at every point in time no uobi can raise the quality of your arguments and not go into personal attacks near you. Na mo ayechi obi for threats na nsem hunu kan omo nkwati onabo hwan Zita o say ni ozo o hen UK kon Facebook na ko hen nsem hunu oka helicopter ibai nkwanhye ibai kra ko hense nhunu bi okan so enya no nwanwa say NPP for doso soja mu no ye say Obama o masa ache ne de na ko police headquarters because of on so what ato ase dia fa ye chim for nsem hunu ahwa na kan bi sine no mutintimo entino Mesramo NDC for enyam nkwa na mo monopoly of the day ye nyina ebekasa ontimi nka obi akasa bo anhye edidi atem de me encourage obi aso nkodidi obi atem na moment na ba bi assume say we win election to obi nka wasem no de ye beka ne namoda paso ne yeho entimi encourage NPP youth no nso emma obi enhunahuna o ka wasem na wo ho adanse eye no kre o perspective on the issue no unim so betima pensem atwa wo receipt the ababa to social media be encouraged opposition ye djuma any say be criticize aban constructively ye djuma any say be bie Ghana fo ani enka by now kokofo ekuafo ma bra some omanimu fifire ya mfa ya advocacy anka omo de ho ame amode huru anche say eh ye bumo obi Ghana President Akufo-Addo penso ye ni Cote d'Ivoire fo akọ benkroma kwa amansan dwaso ekọ pri ye die ni sika papa e de abrek okọ akuafo honorable ato forcing ejina simpie so e ka say ye bumu no o de minimum 7,000 Ghana cedis yes and o de ba mako okọ akuafo David no ka 7,000 Ghana cedis
can be a hit can obi aka no
7,000 Ghana cedis
ahise 6
no
at 47,000
so also na efa
and na kusika
na me na ye ni sa
egu na so o man say makoko akuafo 7,000 on beje enti mesrama na breach abonti ni ye twa jajo kakra na me pacho ewia ye beba ye be resurrect the issues they will not go to sleep enti manya wadwen say ubehunahunu obi a say o mane nkasa mesramo military rule kra NPP for mo survive unim ye mpanyin for do om kwade dan mu there was a day na chairman Fred Blay no ma me story of how long he was incarcerated yes and the military rule na
kwakuba
omunyina obi ati radio so niti no oka ekwan a ye de ne fa so because of politics because of the center why gonna ya osa me 3 days bi a wodi ni pe kwakotwere counterback binti na ebe stop obi from free expression and culture of silence we mun sorry oni ebe ka bi
na munti
ne
yesa munti
ade etete tiktokers munti na jana
ade Ghana
obi na phobia wana culture of silence here so for them we he munti na eyewitness age sotro munti ne ya brenti mesramo kasa ne de
ye beka na mu ye beka no kwampa so
ye beka no kwampa so kan ye wahu me beka asama mitumra no ma kiresi ne minimu na meka ne me wahu adanse
me dase all right enti abusafo abose 10:15 10:15 manager no manager ka sente wo me time kakra aka ho Peter Yenko me afa bi anke kan letter no wana okay Mr. Santi mpacho krata na me de ma wo no ebra na omampanyin na wo ye opposition leader no wo cho krata de koma enti enie wo say dear President Nana Akufo-Addo koma I am appalled at the growing criminalization of speech and journalism in Ghana under your watch in this 21st century. An investigative journalist was murdered under very troubling circumstances. Yet, while the Ghanaian people and the international community have demanded justice, government's inability or unwillingness to act is obvious to all. The police have virtually shelved the investigations into this brutal murder. There have also been several disturbing incidents of harassment of journalists in the line of duty. We have witnessed media establishments close down on your instructions. We have witnessed media establishments close down on your instructions despite many appeals to you. Now, John Muhammad say, on your instructions, can he prove, say, the closure of those radio stations was at the direct instance of the president? Is there any evidence? Now,
another time you close it down.
And you want to say, John Muhammad, I'm here close it down to me. Mammy, can you? Was it now in a space of less than 2 weeks? 4 people have suffered police action, criminalizing their right to free speech. As Attorney General at the time, who led the repeal of the criminal libel law in order that citizens could freely express their views, it is unconscionable to be suppressing the rights and criminalizing the speech of citizens and journalists. It is even more worrying when the power of the state is used as a pilot tool in this intimidating endeavor. Radio and TV presenter Captain Smart was dragged from court, and although he had been granted bail, sent into detention. Another radio presenter, Boama Benye, has been incarcerated. A civil society activist was arrested, detained, sent to court on criminal charges, granted bail, and yet detained again for making a statement against you, President Akufo-Addo. As if to suggest insincerity behind the serious decriminalization of speech that you led, another radio presenter, Bubi Ansa, has been arrested, detained, and charged, criminalized for speaking and making allegations against your wife. Meanwhile, Bubi Ansa at the Corona told First Lady to say Wakuvi Asasi. And he thinks me and Kanwasem. Okay. Again, last week, security personnel linked to your party brutalized a radio presenter and producer in the city of Takoradi. Such lawless attacks have today become common occurrences in our country. President Akufo-Addo, you cannot continue to oppress the people, criminalize speech when these matters are essentially civil in nature if you feel offended by them. But I think it's the last paragraph. Again, the bigaha say this is a dangerous blueprint you are fashioning for our dear nation, and it must not be encouraged. Your actions as president have totally discredited yourself as quite accolade as a human rights lawyer and activist. Ghana has long emerged from the unfortunate past where journalists were cowed by incarceration and brutalization. I fear that if you do not take immediate action to arrest this unfortunate trend, when you exit the high office of president in January 2025, freedom of speech and the free media will certainly not be counted as part of the legacy you leave behind. Your brother, John Dramani Mahama.
Highly scandalized.
You are?
This is...
My Peter uncle.
This came from somebody who had been president for 4 years.
Yes.
4.5 years, in fact.
Yes.
Who had been president. The name SC was, if say SC was under a under honor by mo. Arrest of journalists under the first term, no BBR. Now, nay.
As what confirms what in our name.
Oh, there, Peter.
Medasi.
Minister can be about the criminal libel and seditious law.
Yes.
Na so be can be na omaino et timi kofano so asema waka no enye nokura na se enya papa na omaino the state apparatus e prosecute and obobo nim bebre a kofo a bi etoto wom kwaku ba ko ne and others ba unim strangely omuri pili emrani wie no the first time causing fear and panic emra ebe yeah part of your lexicon the first time
law yeah free for
the section 208 of the act 29 eba beka yemra ho after the repeal of the criminal libel na ye teaching some 12 for etwa mu no was effected by the NDC administration in 2010. The first time. First, na ye atokwa me na dazi. No joy. Almost say NDC buy no. Almost some be STL program bi. Almost see Diama asoja for. Fantastic.
Obo fe the same land the same. Asamwa.
And a joy koye story say omanya petition grader for the Akoma Parliament say more approve STL deal no because of Nemobi.
Is it STS or
STX Korean deal?
Yes.
STX for STL. STL, yeah, no more. I don't know. STS.
And go full deals.
STL, yeah, another one.
Joy publishing petition ni pe at that time. Now the late President Mills and President Mahama na wo ho. And omukofa omukoche no. Na Media Foundation for West Africa publishing tie or say news alerts, news editor charged for publishing false information. Ato Kwame Nadazi, news editor of Joy FM, an Accra-based independent radio station, has been charged with a criminal offense for refusing to reveal the station's source of information.
Hey,
yes,
source of information.
Yes,
journalist.
Yes, that was why until I'm charged Ato.
Okay, so members will call OSP, no? That was why they charged me.
Yes, for refusing.
I refused to reveal my secret, and I told them, say, and you see, I said,
oh, no,
in fact, say, like you say, Jabin.
Yes.
One year lawyer and 1 year no lawyer OSP noa and anka state institution bi ache me God Asare-Bediako say almost me demanded my source of information as a journalist. Eka first 3 lawyers are me frɛ wo mo no lawyer say Jaben na ko beka ho lawyer say Jaben Magas
yeah
any lawyer na opon first 3 wo man ka me frɛ wo and I can catch Jaben say the omo esomo chimney we say what are you saying?
Yes.
No my must not repeat it because they must be mad. That is who like say Jaben is. If I say to me nka.
Let me say yes. Okay. Ato omo ko chi ni say we refuse say order the source beba the entire grader petition no one the whole grader audit petition ni bre no because he refused to disclose the source in Omukochin in 2010 and court. And no nancha mukai Aminaba you turn back. Amina was the bus
is dangerous.
Amina says you turn back.
On the offer ato and I can brief him and a papa interview and all cast there was an armed robbery attack or Bokukwana so. Am I repu obi on board? Almost what cause fear and panic for publishing that false information. And I'm charging the same section 208 of Act 29. Luckily, the lawyer at the time,
Andy,
that be a canatifwa.
Okay.
Or no defending.
So don't know human rights.
Human rights. And court a bogu. Nana kwa.
About is
yes. The same and the NDC.
No 14th February.
No more court. If you see, Madam Kofi Adams, your best friend.
Kofi Adams. What the make out?
Leading that church. More Mukofano.
Kofi Adams, spokesperson to Rollins. And now, call for police was a messing young radio station. That young question another one. Hey, my view. Top radio.
Top radio. Oh, and on some kofano. That was the first time I heard criminalizing speech again. Oh, in politics, ne yaimu. She na AR who said ACC under President Mahama. Who's the President Mahama? A member of DJO.
Gang.
It's ultra way na misha na you know kaya. And na and some cost no. It's more than doubled. Yes, to be fair, some media guys were also arrested under MPP. But go and look at the charges, and at the time, the entire chair and compare near cost and ne.
Mami read you in Kahway. Where 2nd November 2024.
Yes.
Modern Ghana and the publishing.
Yes.
Title was said the era of true media freedom will return if I am elected. Mahama. Now was say former President John Dramani Mahama has pledged to restore true media freedom in Ghana if elected in the upcoming December 2024 elections. In a speech delivered at a governance forum, he underscored the need for a free press, emphasizing the pivotal role media freedom plays in strengthening democracy and accountability. And now, I was saying, reflecting on the current state of press freedom in Ghana, Mahama lamented the increasing challenges faced by journalists and media houses, which he attributed to a restrictive environment under the current administration. A restrictive environment under the current administration, which administration was led by Nana Akufo-Addo. Was say journalists will not remain in constant fear over state-sponsored attacks on them. This is John Mahama talking. November. Radio stations critical of the government will not be closed down. Radio stations critical of the government will not be closed down. Journalists will not fear being attacked to the point that some have to seek asylum in other countries, he affirmed. And the
radio station.
Yatum. Oba within 8 months. Mesa Kumase Accra ni takwade. In fact, Oba yin second time Yatum to me radio mu any. Peter Twaswe. Before that, now you have 2 radio stations earlier. About 7 before. Mass one never actually or say oh they are almost have to mudi na NDC almost 20 almost the 28 years anniversary. No, President Mahama Kokasa was saying, no business or radio station will be closed under my next. And then I'm reading this here. Yes, but a quotation be from anniversary there. When November, when almost July there. Okay, was a democracy in which Ghanaians feel at peace to go about their daily duties without fear of arrest, harassment, or death. A democracy in which Ghanaians can express themselves freely without fear of having their radio stations closed is what I envisage in my next administration. And that his administration is now here. And what is happening? You see, meanwhile, so share near a binumukeka. And I know the few Nipan watch your Muku as a man minister a can was a large so boss so kakra. And some a man for a car. Hey, forget about the Wawa Damfo, a majority deputy whip kind. Ubo do you Gaza Assembia, an NDC communicator, Usubana or Angel FM. I was the MPP for Kono and the Koto acid. And the Google plenum, yes, plenum joints in say Enkoruduna and say, yeah. In fact, Abraham Kumsen so say MPP for and the person. Abraham Kumsen, the over a say, I want the on the back. I was it now, President Mahama and the part target him. And nobody has arrested him. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Well, exactly. That's not all kind. On the end, some of the issues have to do with the presidential jet we are now discussing. The NPP poured acid on all the pipes, and they are corroding. They set multiple traps for President Mahama on the presidential jet, and then forced him to use it. That is why they oppose him using his brother's jet, unquote. This is also Banahene. But only said, President Mahama used the presidential jet on few occasions. Yeah. No.
Sometimes na corruption no one.
So by now, Senka police any omuye sincere. Say ni person also mukfa no all the evidence eba. Because in fact, or the observe President Mahama life is at risk.
Na arrest police na arrest and national security.
The police need national security no arrest na arrest. Yenu anomo any police na arrest or issue statement wo.
Okay. Just emphasis.
Police and arrest
no may be for emphasis.
I say Obama omukochi na omu se omra no ome assist omu.
Assist no.
Yes. Na unim. Assist. Also omra me assist omu. Nhwemu. No ko bu ni dan. Na unim me kan wa na bebe ya no wa pass we police statement na paragraph 3. Omu say omebo omu no mko nhwemu because picture na opposed here no. Police nhwemu a and omehia some more information on that. Till I say these operations, I'm quoting from the police statement now, which have been ongoing for several weeks, have led to the significant retrieval of a substantial number of illegal arms and ammunition.
Intendro.
Interdia enyentro.
Ne charge
publication.
Come on.
Why do you go and arrest such a person? Rambo style. Who we are? What are charging false publication? Meanwhile, in your statement, you are admitting, say, my operation, I can retrieve some of the things that was say or the better page.
Oman can so no.
It is what's now share now dream one say. But yeah, a mess you need castle.
Mate.
The Rollins would be on my 19 good years. 11 years there. Now can be just say the opera to that also ya go no tia apaka kre.
And then say we speech in kakre bi o kasa kasa.
What may you away?
Ah, so maybe do them man go.
Prof ke we meet you wa.
But
yes.
Mama kan say ansana me kasa no me nchia minu apanyini makokra kumante.
Okay.
Ne me class for takra de MTech hospitality and tourism for monje mutu anopa mo so omo hwe me pa. Godon
o classmate ba ko ya appointee say.
Why ya?
Deputy tourism baby.
Why ya? Abeku nya me class.
Oh, me class.
Da onya me class me ya tourism no ne na yi no ai ko dia no ho.
Doctor ana.
Mama come house. Godo.
Yeah, bra.
Mama ka say o kasa no. O ka say I say currently na o kasa wo social media na e chechew. I beg to differ.
Mama can the fact was
okay.
Me na back at the ascending me say until 2001 it was a crime to insult the president. The section 183A of the Criminal and Offences Act 29 stated, in quote, anyone who intends to bring the president into hatred, ridicule or contempt, publishes any defamatory or insulting matter about the president could be liable to a fine or imprisonment or both. This section was repealed along with the criminal libel law in 2001 when Anekufo-Addo was then Attorney General. So, in fact, insulting president is not a crime, but morally not good. Yes, I remember say lawyer is Ankoma. David, where Nana Friponziga. Was it the reason why a guy called High Priest liking the looks of President Muhammad to a chimpanzee on Fox FM in Kumasi? He was arrested, but Mills also allowed him to go. Same as appear Stadium Lebon and Nekufo-Addo as the same criminal, but he was also not charged and allowed to go. And now, or to Aswantino, it was a insanity. But a bit is Banahini Dianidi. Sabanahini say, LPP Kono, and the Omakoto acid, and no Mafa Plenum, the joints, and no Mudia Gugum, say acid and Koro-Dwadeno. Banahini should be arrested.
This one, the other.
Say, if someone to match Banahini, and they have no business arresting anybody.
even on the threats no oh I remember say there was a court EBA judge lawyer be explaining say okay so be threat to so obey obone a me lawyer be a minister betman boy or say nipa na or threaten no or capacity to effect threats na what I say be a mimiti e wa ahwe alaji said or soon no way na say me say mebo na do I have the capacity
Obi cast or the capacity
under the NDC me prove it
strange you see
yanko
go on
yes bra
mamenka say President Mahama obi a ya kase leader onye tolerant am say the whole West Africa there obetimi aba first didn't in America the American
what you tolerant
on one kasa ni campaign leading to 2020 elections or kasa na obi Bob Vuvuzela opamono
ai
o si Vuvuzela o de untia ko opamono
I say hey untia ko
NDC ni o
NDC ni o si Vuvuzela ye di o de untia ko o de
video no
where be you Vuvuzela kwa you know Vuvuzela video but to be said the baby propose so hard you
untia ko untia ko
o kasa na nipa na wo se kasa ni ko ya wo bo Vuvuzela de abo anu no wo pamono so o de untia ko godon na mamenka se mo kasa na mo se ye nche bana hene
bana hene de se ye che no
nipa esese ye che no a adanse ewo ho eye minua list o na nana poku
e plane ho ana
enya plane ho wa say police for atai nipa police headquarters abo mutuo ni video list o video wa fe
o say dem
no no he said it no contest no kind no a term is no an allegation against a former IGP but no omuye na me say there has been
me say o say no atwam
now what about
after o say Adam Bona
correct
ya no a small arms acting CEO no executive secretary no ono supply arms to Boko leading to that no Boko youth phobia ba be ka say yakum nipa 300
oh WC no say Adam Bona edna court dada we dey move on no trust
but you know Adam Bona is one of the
court what the court and so metie what the entire makers adanse wo mu ni say ever since o kan sa asem no ampa papa ne be yes small arms executive secretary no Boku issue no aginsem obi am free list to where obi am cafe because oye NDC na me kasa say ade we answer say no o ka chairman wa de 2013 Facebook post yet no tamak so e airport o fi London na oba ene ye mu ano in the Hollywood star
2013 no one a president
anya wa unia
okay koso principal uzunzo omuchi no bia na 2010
ene ye chi anya no nko a mfikyire ha yai Kwame Jebi eti dwawulu drinking bar wabo Kwame Jebi ena o say President Mahama eko Independence Parade na obetwa ahwe ye mu a Kwame Jebi wabo
yes wabo what be a baby
o say oko Independent Parade na say obetwa ahwe
sana adia becha me akodi Independence and yes what told you to be was President Mahama tira won dimi ngan speech obetwa ahwe sana tete fufu djube bi oholomo e hwa ne ye mu awujafo woni ba bia okon what ti na ni what dem no say para me we mu fa me ya drama me
ya remande Kwame Jebi on godon enya no nko a cha santwi
we hwan
abrantie bi ana na adwe mu kan kakra
na sa kwa mi jebire na wotimi kai din ni sa
odo
me kai the incident but edin no
esi o around Dawulu o se onu so base o Dawulu enti obe kai
members only
onu so base o Dawulu
okay na ha
chasentwi
onu se hwanya
abrantie bi ana na adwe mu kan kakra eko then President Mahama Asare-Bediako wankoto no se na nko okwa akuku no okwa na president ni ho na ne yiri ni ho second degree felony ya ma branch ye no so no ye jeli no 10 years in with the speed of light e jeli no e ba be da di say sa branch ye no na adwen mu kam nti ye nja no unim de see after no a letter by James Agaga dated 27th August 2015
no deputy minister no
yes President Mahama requested for a pistol say or no president no the life threatened.
His life was in dangerous.
President, or police in order, police in the passing. No, one no send the life threatened. Echo kofa it you now. Go on. What kind of letter no? Or say under Nana Akufo-Addo the presidency, ye kum journalist. 10th September 2015. Between Sankore to Goso,
peace from you know,
and you shoot to Abanga, George Abanga, Dodona friend King George. Now we hear Juma or SFM, or Goso. Now, no reporting my Peace FM.
No correspondent, yeah.
NDC for area fertilizer, or Sankore, and Wakakoya report, Eba, into Office Sankore, Ebe fan or Beko, Afa Kukum, Abesianko Goso. You kuni ni motorbike yamfa. Ne phone dan nchen yamfa 130 Ghana cedis ana ehye ne ho yamfa yeshutu abanga ekunu
eti na president Mahama ye wo
unim nipa obo ama ye chekela no abanga saman yes
prophet no so buy you eti wo saman wo ho
we Ghana Web publication journalist goes chases killer. We are Wednesday.
Journalist ghost killer.
Yes, we are Wednesday, 16th September 2015.
Meet.
A report reaching Daily Guide indicates that a man believed to have killed Gosu-based Success FM reporter King George, popularly called George Abanga, popularly called King George, has been arrested at Sefi Abrabra. The suspect, whose name was not immediately available, was said to be hunted by the ghost of Abanga.
Mahama grabs pistol. So kind. Mahama grabs pistol. Tuesday 21st, 2016. Tuesday, June 2016. Was said President John Dramani Mahama appears to be jittery about his personal safety in spite of the heavy security detail he has at his disposal 24 hours a day, as he has requested for a pistol to protect himself. The reason for the acquisition is not yet known, but this may lead to the ordinary citizen also applying to own guns, especially when robbery attacks are thought to Aswan. Then Mr. Mahama is said to have imported a pistol and subsequently applied for a license from the Arms and Ammunition Unit of the CID. This is evident in the letter written and signed by Deputy James Agaga.
Yes.
And now, what to Aswan. Now, SM, number 7 rounds of ammunition is called
200.
No, 200.
Yes.
200 bullets.
Yes.
200 bullets.
Yes.
It's
time na otini moto ni so na o she helmet e kono.
Na person ne bone.
Na person ne bone ho.
Side arm.
President Van Damme.
Cyborg.
Godon. Say inti say na so obi adwen ye ne say enne na President Mahama ebeda sa suban na dia enne na wunim no. On se sign. Say de na otie na anu no sa na otie. Inti mumu bia na makodi nsensem mo nkafra.
Aw.
Ayedin ene edu Friday bia me ma me frɛ me mpeke ko. Adan ya wonim se me ba ha Saturday. me ba me abɛkyɛ
yeah
yes enti to da bia gye sɛ me twa ntro sɛ me ko school nso na me ko school me ba ha kasa me ba bɛ kasa no ɛna hubua ɛna abo nipa ɛna wo kɔ kasa ɛwɔ radio so a ne etufo wokɔ a yɛ ne bɔkɔbɔkɔ yɛ ne ka yɛ ne bɔkɔbɔkɔ sɛ kasa ne yɛ ne ɛde na ndi sifo anka ɛna ba bia ya ba bedu no enti Ghana fo a mokɔkɔto aba nipa mokɔkɔ yi no ene de aba no godo me de ma no besi wa ase.
All right, Prof K na motenika no da ne kweku dodo na fer Prof K ewo Central Region
kan sa manage tech ni asem
ai ti ono Prof ndi eye na ahotedin
me ye ho adwuma
am ya that me ba so out but ma koka enka kakra ma me na me hwe ko se na me se ko so school to attack ba yi Peter yi because what kasa
on kasa
so ma me read the letter na okay me kind na wo se de obeka wo ho anie
da bi sa da bia ya me ne ne ya alliance
sa okay oh I because the way I see to me je so
nekra I don't say na me kasa be because ya hwe me
because of
obi catch on to my would go out to adafu binti
minti
motewa mo journalist mo kan some politics mo say na for
mo ko elections dey go mo
pa
obi say awudu for a gentleman open asem ba Peter ba won so me no ni problem nemum o wonamfo mienu mi no bo ba akudin o de ene nurse ba ba ko ne de
no oka bebre
ba ko ka ho ba ko maka che no se onye ho adwuma because anya sa am sa would collection bi obelusu
hey ha de no
ana uso go don
ana please oka so is one friend that person
no nim ako agbaku bi I go down for power also don't even call him you vote for me now say no let's do background check me you ma obi friend no is that one the catch no the catch how do what you say delegate I say why you don't for power no that I say for all my tukura because of something also better mami o and your partner chewa no ba ne partner go back also to my employee ni
wa to ama
but see you that na yet to aba no who say David Benjamin che it David Bayan was that what the young tongue country do obi tell you no why was it say election and
he was under pressure onim okwa no na unu abako on do wini here onim say here kind aba no fifre nobody dey actual fifre tina afa let officer say but you are shaking onim who you are friend no whole put sa
how do you let's briefly on it okay onim time Peter can you say David no shaking no on say your call for you now buy those who know say we no more there omo ye how do call for omo you now beto aba but why he didn't know they say me call for no omo buy no he was doubting say near more ye no moto man no ana moto mame so he was hot because your call for you now buy e beto aba so he say omo you now to mame dia obelusu but if what he did omo to mano a obewini
yes
nti ebo one econo no start frame presido because he come for nyina ba but later na Peter no ahu ade ne ntem sa ade na ekoso no chale nemo but free us there
enye e ka wi ase ho
many nkasa bebre because many no mo honorable akasa ye for kwe dey say ana me ne ye ono oba alliance oba program no na me nkasa bebre Peter nso Mr document o ma ye niama bebre many penyi no say obi a onye intolerant wo we ase pa o sam many penyi ho a e bia onya bi na me no ya adwen kakra o kai baloni
yes right so na bukere Japan no
Balonia minority for that time no more di na ye kosia owa na say ade na mfamba parliament ye discuss na ye o say minority for the omuka no ye Baloni ye chi Canada Japan and former president Kufuor can say we dey anya bia na you can use a sledgehammer to kill a debe.
An ant.
An ant. And also, you use bulldozer.
Just I am poor.
Yes, response no the map.
I did not tell me.
And yes, let chairman use bulldozer if it is necessary. Nema bebre to say vuvuzela okay na me kai papa. One of the questions no okay under normal order of things no President Akufo-Addo be answer no ewu. That was a period.
Yes.
All round so. E was not the ni now so here no a you. Okay say vuvuzela
Nanado echo campaign.
Yes.
Emma obi to boba bono.
Yes.
Hey, me say that day me here.
Hey.
I said somebody has petted me with stones. Anyway, this is how our democracy has gotten.
Exactly.
Me shadi ni dina me raho.
This is a level of.
Who dey okobo vuvuzela keke here pamon.
But we see President Akufo-Addo no, Nyankopa Ashira no. Onim say niema omo aye niema atia ni nyina some have seen it. Real life. On say all a year 2016 before 2016 election all northern sector north. Akwa bi ko ka say okọ Jonsu egu mocks.
Can find so down.
Yes, see penyon for ka say nya no ko train sign 1 year also on train sign. Onim yare eku.
Ese Jonsu yare.
Jonsu yare na eku.
Na adun so ni hu.
Ne Nyankopon.
Yes.
E na kasama no. We are see one hu. The esi nyina me ne eyi bebre ka. I don't have many penny moamonim said the all kind say when I said Ghanaians said to me bebrebe Ghanaians the majority are Ghanaians the man John Mama Nina buying they were coming to misbehave. I said it from day one. But misbehavior na cause wa Ghanaians na omo buy and be who say ye na ma to me no. Enough is enough. That is why and this for me don't touch me so. Very soon. Omo ya dane don't touch me. So mo kai sa
I don't touch. We do sakane frato no.
Yes.
Mr. Asare-Bediako my video be me.
Omo ya dane don't touch me.
When vuvuzela na.
That be but any. Tobo.
Project Safan the musike bi da ho. E no nkwohwe e no mu yi 1.2 billion. Out of 1.2 billion no. There is 600 million. Ne pa cho vuvuzela ho de yedi. Won't ya ho de ko. Project Safan the musike bi da ho. E no nkwohwe e no mu yi 1.2 billion. Out of 1.2 billion no. There is 600 million. Ne pa cho vuvuzela ho de yedi. Won't ya ho de ko.
Hey, ya wo bi dawo ba ne nyina no say table be cover board be na ya nwumere wo se mon hwe ye mon ta hwe the videos table be ka data bo ka say na Akufo-Addo be waja ni this national security na ya nwumere aha
on the support say oh now say yes you wait
justifying it
Video na hu abalo.
but you see okan bibi emma yenya obia mama say the okay no okay say or see NDC has revolutionary rules. When 30 it comes to unleashing violence,
nobody can beat us. Can beat us to it.
Yes, us to it. What is no near Kosovo? The revolutionary rules no okay, nobody can unleash. The self violence no more unleash, or cast or betting unleash, That is what is going on. But Ghanaians very soon. And check. Say honorable can say the MPP cry nyensi mu ye. MPP has not started. TikTokers, any Ghanaians no na kasa. The GD say after 31st January 2026. Now year, in fact, 1 year honeymoon, MPP for the amount. Then MPP will take over.
Okay, me that say, we be say na baloni no, you can tree as just say foolish. We di minyansa me bisa aha. Minister, yanko, na you wrap up. Why? Pato microphone ni bisi akakoka minister pato facha me ma me kokuka ho David we na me wonu benya fa way
God in here can ye fifi boafo statement na
no be different time na so
daddy eye nko deep
okay
impenifo na mutifie na muntumi nya adwuma na mu frefre fifi ni nkofo foforo so asem na aye kan na no kre no mu betumi akwa abonte no makasa sesi ese muntena fie na munyipe munkasa Moon responded to the econ because Randy say enye no kre. O si nipa baako pe. Finance minister ne pe. Director of finance ne pe. Ene kofi. Yes mo di nto.
No nchianeka.
O si baako pe.
No nchianeka de.
O si wadi atum. Ba baako pe.
O de kan.
Ba yesi o mo dos. One start yankasa ama wo ho a obi anka bi ma wo. Se why e dey ya wo no wo ye okay si en fa nye wo a si e movie on a mentwe ye machiri ye ko ye nim mo a asemba na ye di mu no no mo atrase DVL fo mo on said ye dey aba out mo ti ho mo ya tra mo promotion so you all sitting there mo e din si e movie on a mamo me kase en mo eja ye ho because sometimes MPP for now wo be boa mo ama mo position no omo abeboa ne ayewa yakayaka de mamu ye mfi se jo mama ka kire mo se mo ya mfunso na moto abama ye ya mo be hu okay
na mo se le mo ya mfunso
o se Ghana for ya mfunso na moto abama me
no say NDC
on say I don't move what so why you commented?
No, it's from last year.
Wow.
Last year, 2018.
Asamoah from so to Abama NDC. Move and the check started. And do how they say.
Papa,
I remember Mammy Buzat say, Ubaba. I say about 3 I mean friend because they say yes. And Tiano money one.
Papa Bia wa bejina bontin oposo kokuru and on their cracket to be done in chain. That's another dano. It's super say to. And was say, then queen soon never to an answer idiot. No, Okubusas, it's soon about to an answer idiot. According to the say, was a idiot.
What man is 2 hours?
What's why yellow? So was it a son of a twa, and I say a deity. I don't say a deity.
God no, wait them 1 minute and me de kwakotia.
Young kwakotia. I
metcha akwatia fo nyina. Me gidi say bi na constituency bi wa Accra. Omo akwatia nso omo hwe online on YouTube and say Facebook. In fact, enra me gidi say by election ho ntoto ye koso. Nanso na me nkan bi nhemu. Random limit baby and obi di NPP parliamentary candidate no ho adanse.
Okay.
Solomon Kwame Asumadu aka Owuo na
Owuo mining.
Sanye obi a woni amanyosem si ball abrantia na abaso no. Afa de ho no ma na mabọ mekahire. Same de na soa mitiso akoton bi amano. If my endorsement or support or contribution will mean anything to his fortunes and make him become the member of parliament for Akwatia constituency, abrantia no muse ne sunni seso enti enye nwanwa kra se yedofo pa yenua bema na skumi free mu na party ni nyina anukọ benkro mu na omo ye former candidates, former MPs, omo na see omo political ambition for years to contest that seat. Eka say ye twa asane de ama abrante we akọ hwe tamaleni akoso na akra na ye 13 and na obi fi adru 16
this morning.
Enti ekwan no first day of nomination e nro
yes you come professionally disabled and general me catch go from I've always told you say professionally disabled we NDC just that we moderate and ubunu ho na mabebiro but we NDC me what time ade we go enti me ko kase we ya musi and da ho no
enti me say abanti
amu yes 16 yan kwa kwatia na we de
me say Solomon Asumadu aka Owuo. Oh, anra meti baby kra na obi kacha m say bra yi me faka akwati akoto ama no. Ana m say by election mum. Osemekwa akoto, ose minister, mu NPP for no kra mu ni ma brante no. Me NDC ni nso me koto ama no. Na m say sa ose bra no na ye mu ye, ne su nipa. Ose afe pa na mahu say yes, ni papa of politics mu a eye. E hye na no obeyi ama, oba forma obia ni kotokuo mu sika kro de aboa nkrofo school ayarehwe ne nkeka ho no minister ye nkofo obi o NDC ni asem ni o wow wase anamu NPP phone mu ni mu abrante ne sa wo akotia ha ye nsi ni form
yeah
enam se na samo de mo candidate o Jambia ba che se wadi mu MP ne oso oyiwani enko ba
me omu eyi no me se
okay omu candidate Twitter no
lawyer Twitter penifo selected no so ma anye primaries omo na nipa ba ku bia o ka ho atese he was on the pole positions ko betima wini friend circle dan nyame asese me ne kasai dan nyame me friend mbizan so chief na enema tese na edos say the mo call them man penifo no mu di nkomo no obi any hol ma ade bi woni tirim ti no nyina betum support behind him after that was half frame abu that time be kwa de ba kwatia eti empanifo mo tena ase e take his decision on mo select no I think so my yard papa I say mo baso o my yard pa because democracy no is always about electing is say mo fo bi na mbra it can become through election or selection bibia bitimi akoso enti no
enti mesro bia wo waba wa kwatia
kwade koto
bitimi akoto mesro oto a wonto waba ngu koto let's introduce such an affable and nice gentleman obia gidi say obo beso constituency nim na yenuenes kumi anisu ade hunu so ana woma akwatia constituency oba beto aso atoto niam yi enti me last minute no me de ma owo mining owo King Solomon right nyame adwa next week nyina ye ba ho ababo ti dom ti no
ye nya yi o
what ye what
you constituency treasure or KE commander na igwafo abrim yeah Emmanuel Boham yes enwa
wow too bad
enwa na ese wakaba bi nti oba hu se me se black na
yellow pepper
na esum so aduru Ghana nti dada si Ghana ni bi atisu
but unim say on so minister what ya call election back ya lose but back bi dey nim die upo or say he support it they got me for director of communications MPP
yeah sampa he would have my unalloyed support.
Hey, Minister Tobo. Sasa mo audu ye TBO. Obi ka audu akwa ba so say 210%.
That money brisem. Oba kwa ya be support no why not?
Ani oba onye say oba kura. Ye de neighbor.
Sisi o timi ka say ye na ye de.
Say ye de neighbor.
And friends of Gordon na ye de neighbor no.
Director of communications.
Director of communication for the group.
Hey,
yes.
Any group no?
Yes.
Any you be form one in after.
So one from a de facto campaign manager.
Tanzania me chaba be ye friend is a Ghanaian ti me ti anyu ha na me jim fa ma ka won sem penifo bi twam o mu wo omo so mo to decide ho penifo be mema penifo be 7 omo ages no say their peers elo mu nyina ba put be talk na go do na to na se pacho ani no mu nyina bai
we yan show say OSP
me de I am said there be me lazy komo elo put am se pacho no mu nyina bai ana ba ko se ya te say we be call director of communications God make catchraw so wa nkwa ade preso omo se omo ho na omo de omo ball former general secretary Ajeni Boatin omo se Ajeni Boatin ne ho omo de baaye call Sir John penny for me omo numbers omo on the average they should be like 65 year olds na me na dey go for the preso pa te say omo se ba
na na ba kwa meta wo chi pinti endorsement na na masha say
me na ba ni
ya kan sama ya na obi abesi ya chi
me na ba no se me na ba ji tum se dia e te say the anti bia ja tum
ya kan
enti no I think say ebenu duru a ye be ko
yes
all right etemusafo ye sorry so e de nyame adom your promises be better so deliver the mommy. It may pentama sorry ako. Me pentama sorry ako. Me will be delivered me that's the pa. It's former information minister by Fatou Baka by Dale Kweku to have Prof K or Central Region. Koka also as in Muna Audu Mahama, managing editor, custodian newspaper, deputy editor. Daily Dispatch. Yana be sorry. And now executive producer, Chris Okweku, general manager, Mr. Santi. Then I will pay. Honorable Wari. Ah, yeah. Have a blissful week.